Live from the Streamline Mortgage Solutions studio, it's Orlando's own Tom and Dan. Whoopee!
All right.
It's show number, I don't even know what show this is. What is this?
549.
549.
Mm-hmm.
I said, mics are hot. You went.
Right
right into it. I'm like, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and welcome to the show.
Thanksgiving
And,
flum.
Thanksgiving, do you have flum? I have some flum today. How much flum do you have?
I feel like most people have half days today or off work totally, or at least 1 foot in the gravy.
I like that.
They know.
I like that. 1 foot in the grave. Do you make that up?
The Wednesday
Good.
before Thanksgiving, everybody's. I think it's the biggest bar day of the year.
It is,
which
yeah.
is crazy. I remember back in the radio.
I thought it was
days,
nighttime, right? I mean, like
Right.
as you,
Yeah.
as you eke into the evening, it's like that Wednesday night is it's up there with like New Year's.
Everybody wants to get shit faced before they hang out with their family.
Which I don't know why you would do that. It would make more sense to stay sober tonight and then get shit faced tomorrow, so
Yeah.
you pass out and don't have to deal with them.
You don't
want
wanna
to
be
have
hungover.
Thank you.
With
Yeah,
their-
you
yeah.
know, you don't want to be hungover when you're dealing with those
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
But
yeah.
hey, welcome to the show, everybody. To those of you joining us live on Twitch, thank you so much. I've been working really hard this morning on consolidating all of our social media. So basically, wherever we're at, just search Tom and Dan Live, and you're good to go. Whether it's Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, and then of course we've got Mediocre Dan, Mediocre Tom, Insta_Sam86, and English T if you want to follow us on the gram. And then wherever you can find podcasts, just search A Mediocre Time.
And thanks to everybody who came out to our events last weekend. We are really happy with the amount of money we raised for Yellowbrick Road.
Unbelievable.
Juan was able to raise $5,400 at the Bad Business Beer Fest, selling the full-size pint glasses and T-shirts. And I think next AMT will be selling the scratch-off tickets.
Yes.
We'll be launching that, which is our final charity component of the year. And you could possibly win a cruise with our Yellowbrick Road scratch-off ticket program.
But that's not the only cruise you can win, and
Yes.
we'll be handling that momentarily. I mean,
Yeah.
You're
So-
really good at kind of curating these bits. You know, like this is sort of like your kind of deal.
Yeah.
And
well, it's very, of all the things we do, this is very radio bit-ish. And it makes sense. Listen, we worked in radio for so long. When it comes to like giveaways or, contests or whatever, we tend to think more radio-centric when it comes to that. Because,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's hard to think out of that. I mean, even like something as simple as the changing of the intro of the show, it's very hard for us to pull ourselves out of that. I mean,
there's good components of like traditional talk radio that still are valid ways to give out prizes.
there's a lot of really bad components.
Oh, yeah.
They can
Mostly
suck my
bad.
dick.
So, Precision Door is a cruise sponsor, and when you are a cruise sponsor, you get a cabin as part of your sponsorship.
Yes, you
Inside
do.
cabin for two. Some of our sponsors, like Paul from the West End, go on the cruise, and Craig from Pyrospot. And,
He's been on there before.
yeah, and Tony from Subaru, and some sponsors prefer they give away their cruise.
Yeah.
And Precision asked us like, "Hey, can you give away our cruise?" And we said, "Yeah." And then we thought of I forgot how this whole thing came about, but a couple weeks ago we were laughing about buyer's remorse. Me and you have a lot of buyer's
We've
remorse anytime
dabbled.
we buy anything.
Yeah, we've dabbled in the buyer's remorse now and now, here and there. I have some good stories. I'm going to try and get a hold of my mom today. She's got a good one. If not, I can tell it. But there's nothing worse than when you sink a ton of money into something and then instantly, I'm talking 10 seconds later, you know that you fucked up. You fucked up bad.
So, and how this ties into Precision, because you won't have buyer's remorse if you get the Tom and Dan silent package with Precision Door. It's a great, talk about a present that if you have like a nerd dad in your family or a real man, like get them the new motor and the silent package that you can control through your phone, because every day when you use it, it's like a gift. Like, oh, look how awesome this is! Like,
and if you happen to live in a townhome like I do, you will piss off your neighbors because yours will be quiet. And I think I can quote my neighbor Stu. He said he had envy, garage envy, because mine was so quiet and so smooth, and you couldn't hear it. It's so nice.
So we launched this a couple weeks ago. Again, 407-710 BDMs. That goes directly to Big Tim, who works for Precision Door, who will be here to help us deliberate and figure out who's going to be our winner today.
Is it time? Are we jumping into it?
And I'll explain real quick so we got a lot of submissions over the past couple weeks about people and their items that they have extreme remorse over buying. And we went through them all, and there are a lot of good ones. And then basically I took a lot of the good ones that were exactly the way we described this whole thing, and then I had to randomly pick from those.
Yeah.
And then we have about 6 contestants today. And the first contestant actually is not valid to win the actual cruise because it's a buddy of ours, but his story was so good,
man.
I figured we had to talk to him.
It's a really good one.
Yeah, so all
you
right.
ready, buddy?
Oh, yeah. Straight up radio.
This is what you wanted. The 1982 to 83 People's Court theme. Illegally downloaded from YouTube.
I wanted the trap version.
Yeah, this one's just better because it's got one of the things we enjoyed, and you'll hear it in a second. We'll let this play for a second. Listen to this fucking bongo player. This guy,
he's killing it.
Just wait for him. Here he comes. He'll be here in a second. Such a good song, man. This was the 82 to 83 version. There he goes.
Oh.
There he goes. Hold on. Oh, he's still going. He's like, what? Oh, my turn? What? Here I... There he goes.
Yeah.
You got stuff on the flute.
He's just going for it. That motherfucker's coked out of his mind, because you got to think that they bought this song somewhere between 81 and 83, and it was the end of the 70s, and that bongo player, he's fucking coked out. But anyway, let's not detract from the bit. Let's do some remorse. What is it? Remorse Court.
Yeah.
I was going to say remorse divorce.
Someone will win our Tom and Dan cruise inside cabin for 2, completely free, courtesy of Precision Door, Central Florida. And kind of to prime the pump of today's contest, a buddy of ours, Scott, sent us a submission that we got this morning.
Where's he at?
And I had to tell the story because, it's rough. Scott, are you there?
Yeah.
All right, so Scott's our buddy for a long time.
Yeah.
I think I met Scott back in
15 years.
2004 when I first was an intern.
It's been forever.
And we've been on a lot of trips, a lot of them Orlando Predator trips, because Scott was a partial owner of the Orlando Predators.
Wait a minute,
for a small
you
time.
were a partial owner.
I know, me and Scott.
Wow.
We've had many conversations about this. We've never publicly talked about it, but after the email you sent me, I was like, that's a stinger. And I figured we'd tell our audience about it. So
yeah, Scott, your actual email hurt my balls, man. Like it was bad.
Oh, it's bigger hurt yours.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, let's dig in.
And before we start, I want to kind of tell you about the judging. So we're gonna take all these stories into account, the amount of money spent. But that's relative to the person,
correct?
Right?
Correct.
Because like if Jeff Bezos spends $10,000, it's 10 cents to us.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. There'll have to be some sort of like equality sliding scale here in order to make this work correctly.
Yeah. So it's the remorse level of the thing you bought, how bad it affected your life.
Oh yeah.
And also the level of waste this particular item or thing you bought was. Was it completely wasteful? Did you use it a little bit? Anyway, so those are some of the criteria, just so we all know, because we're all going to deliberate.
And then we'll end with, what are you thankful for?
So,
no,
Scott,
we won't.
you were a partial owner of the Predators, correct?
That's correct.
So how did that come about? And you can kind of go into what you said in your email.
Well, I started out as a season ticket holder from the very beginning. I started back in 91. I bought season tickets after the first game. I went to the first game, bought season tickets. Eventually got involved with planning the travel for the team because that's what I do for a living. I plan group travel. So I was always around the office and around the team, so got involved in planning some of those, and then we started putting together what was called the Ultimate Tailgate Party, where we chartered a plane, flew the team on the plane, and sold the rest of the seats to fans, and that was a fun experience, and then eventually got talked into investing in the team.
Gotcha. So
right. You've been in. So you.
I've been working. That's when I first met you.
From going to a game to regular fan to above average fan to super fan to owner.
Well, yeah, and the super fan part, you started organizing trips. I remember going on some trips with you that you organized, away games and such. And so then you got asked to invest into the team, correct?
Right. Brett Bushy approached me and said, "Hey, you think you want to invest in the team?" Sure. What would it take? And the initial investment was $50,000.
Ooh, all right.
$50,000. Hold on a second. We're starting with the biggest one. Oh my God!
So you invest in $50K, and now you're a. Do you know what the percentage of ownership?
Yeah, like what did that get you?
Right at that point, I owned 3% of the Orlando Predators football team.
Okay, all right, 3%. Then what happened next?
Better than 2%.
Well, it really got interesting when it was time to write the check. But says, "Oh, no, don't make it out to the team. Make it out to me because I'm selling you some of my shares. There aren't really available any of the team shares right now." So I bought some of his shares.
Gotcha.
And probably thought that should have been the first red flag, but I'm going to get a chance to own part of a quote-unquote professional sports team. And,
well, I don't know anything, Scott. Real quick, I don't know anything about it, but is that? I mean, I know it does sound a little odd or maybe a little shady, but is that not allowed? Like, what are the rules about owners piecing off their shares?
Had anybody else tried to do it, it would not have been allowed. But because he was the managing partner, he was allowed to do that.
I see what you're saying. Gotcha.
And it's kind of like if you're at a buy here, pay here lot, and then the sales guy's like, "Hey, when you're buying this 2005 Toyota Corolla, write the check to me, not the business." It's a little shady.
Right.
But when you're at a gigantic, CarMax style place, and then you're like, "Well, this is a big corporation. This guy, it's all relative to the situation you're in." So you write the check, and then you started getting hit up for extra investments, correct?
Right. I'd say within the first 3 months there was a capital call, and that was for another, I can't remember, $5,000 or $10,000. And 6 months later, there's another capital call. For another additional amount, $5,000 or so. It's starting to get a little expensive.
So what do you mean by capital? For those of us that don't own sports teams or have never had enough money to invest in anything, when they do a capital call, could you have said no, I have no capital for you to call? I mean, I got nothing.
Yes, you can not participate in that call, but then you get your shares of the team get diminished. So I would have had less than 3%.
That makes sense. I understand. It's almost like giving money to poof up the value of the stock.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So what happened next, Scott?
I think this is going to end real poorly.
Yeah. Now, I remember at that time, you're like, Scott, one of the owners, sitting right there, 50-yard line, partying.
I've never met anybody that liked AFL. And Arena League football more than Scott York.
Passionate about it.
Oh, absolutely.
Which is the perfect person to prey on.
Every single home game, every away game. I was fully invested in it. Loved it. Loved the sport. Now you couldn't pay me to go to a game.
Oh, hold on.
So Scott, what ended up happening?
Now that's sad. And that was Scott's passion, man.
And at this time, how much are you invested in the team?
Well, in total, after numerous capital calls, and it came to a point where Brett sold off all of his shares of the team to another guy. We'll call him out too, Dave Pearsall, who didn't have the money to buy into the team, but claimed he did. That guy decided to move the team from Amway Center the premier venue in Orlando out to UCF.
Right.
So,
I remember
all
that.
the college kids are going to come. Well, 3/4 of the season is when the college kids are gone. So
By the way,
that
Scott,
was
I had a meeting with that gentleman
I
because
remember this.
I was on the list of one of the owners because of some other thing that it was a radio bit, but I took out $3,500 out of my out of our savings account and bought in. So I was like a 1/116th owner, and then so he brought me in and he was like, "Hey, we need another capital call," and I'm like, I wear a bear suit, sir. I just want my $3,500. He's like, wait, this is gonna blow up. You're gonna double your money, and then I'm like, can you give me anything? And he's like, no, and I'm like, all right, we'll see how this plays out.
I can give you a Papa John's gift card.
So we all remember how that turned out. Then the Predators folded, and what happened after that?
Then the league wound up taking over the team midway through the season because the guy that Brett sold his majority ownership to couldn't fund the team, wasn't going to pay for them to fly to San Jose for an away game, so they would have just no-showed and forfeited the game. The league wouldn't let that happen, so they took over the team, and at that point, everybody that was an owner lost all of their shares, lost all of their money.
So instantly, you went from
Now, how much total, Scott, were you
Christ.
in for that is now worth zero?
Whew, I hate to even say it. It was $150,000.
Oh, yeah!
well, there's your winner. Thanks for playing. Thanks for listening to the show. This has been your
Stinger!
Friday free show. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
$150K.
Oh man, that gives me a headache.
At least you got to sit the 50-yard line for
I was gonna say, you
a
had
couple
fun
dozen
at the
games.
game.
I had to pay for all of those seats.
Yeah, he bought those seats. Those weren't like
Stadium.
owner seats. I think you had those for forever. Did you not?
I had those seats all the way up until the team completely folded after David Siegel took over the team for 2 years. Then he decided he wasn't even going to put any more money in. And
Now
he
is
was
the
making money
team?
off of timeshare.
Now I know you love Arena League football. Is there a semblance of that like playing right now, right?
No. The Arena Football League made the decision like 2 weeks ago to abandon the last 6 teams that they had, and they couldn't get anybody else to pony up any money to invest in it. So looks like that league's done. The team, the Orlando Predators, came back last season in a very, very minor league that was kind of run by Brett's brother, but he's not in the league anymore. And
So it's done.
now, I don't know if they're coming back or not. They say they're coming back, but who knows?
Bring them back, and I'll invest. I'm in.
This all sounds wrong on the
Hold
open up.
on.
It sounds
I got an
great
idea.
business.
I got an idea. Tom and Dan's Orlando Predators. We bring them back, and then here's the twist. The twist is it's our listeners or the players.
Uh-huh.
The action is not good, but we have a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun.
Well, Scott, if it's any recourse to you at all,
Dear God,
it does,
Scott York.
It makes me feel better about losing $3,500. So at least you got that. You made me feel a little bit better. But
Right, okay.
you'll be fine, Scott. You've done well in life.
Damn. Hey, Scott,
yeah.
I wish I would have heard this story before I took your portraits, because I would have charged you
I
10
know.
times more.
Scott could easily be swindled. All right, dude. Well, thanks for telling the story. I wish you were, you go on our cruise all the time, so you don't need to win the free one. But thanks for coming on and telling that, because it's a stinger.
I'm really sorry, man.
It's all right.
All right, Mr. York.
Life is doing good.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving, my friend.
Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Yeah, see you, man. Oh my God, dude! 100? Did you say 160?
It'd be 150, I think, somewhere around there.
Oh my God!
Whew.
That is that's like what some people I know make in 4 years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That is a lot of dough
Yeah,
down the drain.
So
that's what you're looking for, huh? Boy,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is remorse court.
But again-
Jeez Louise.
again, a lot of our contestants weigh smaller amounts, but still, like I said, it's all relative to the person. That didn't break Scott. Scott's done well for himself, so
He's always working.
Yeah. He could have probably stopped working
Oh
there.
my God.
All right.
Well, these kind of shoot the gambit, right? So these could go. I mean, we could have anything here, right?
Oh yeah. It's all over the place. So our first official contestant is Shane. Probably on line 2. Oh, line 1.
Hey Shane, can you hear us? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
What's up, man? Let me turn down my my bongos there. I don't want to bongo you out of here.
All right, Shane.
Welcome to Remorse Court, my friend.
Yeah, tell us your story.
So, this is a few years ago now, when I first got a good job and started getting, my first couple big paychecks came in. So, I get a knock at the door, and it is a Kirby vacuum salesman. And
Oh, no.
so he says, hey, can I put on display, come down into your living room and, put a little display on, you can see the product. So I have a bit of Tom syndrome where I can't say no. And so he comes in with all his gear, starts setting up, and it was turned into a live QVC.
Okay,
show
pause
right
for
in front
1
of me.
second. Pause for 1 second. How many people in here? How many people's families have purchased a Kirby vacuum cleaner? Raise your hand.
I
my
remember-
family too.
My mom bought one.
Anyone else? Yeah. Which would you get? Galaxy 5?
I don't know. But
That's a $700 machine.
I
all
got
day
home
long.
from school and there was a Dodge Viper in my
Yeah.
driveway, and then I was
Same
like,
thing happened to me. Got home from school. My mom's in there with some guy who's selling this vacuum cleaner who's bigger than I am.
And then I remember my stepdad mad.
Oh, really?
Oh, just because she was like, you bought a $2,300
I
vacuum.
think my dad was mad at first, but I think my dad came in and entered the conversation, and the guy got my dad too.
Oh yeah,
I think
yeah.
he got them both.
Kirby salespeople
Oh,
were
they're
good.
So what happened with you, man?
So he puts on this display show down on the carpet, and the hose that feeds into the vacuum into the bag area. He put these little black handkerchiefs on there, so you could see the dirt and dust and hair that's being sucked up. So he's showing me, and he's popping off these handkerchiefs, showing all the dust and showing the parts, utensils, the bristles, and he's telling me how soft these bristles are and everything. So he puts on the big show and tells me what the brass tacks is, and then says, hey, we got this trade-in deal where you can trade in old vacuums or anything really in your house. So I was like, oh.
Trading anything in your house. Trading your fucking cat. Your cat. Tickles.
Honey, pack your bags.
So I gave this guy a jar of Mount Olive pickles and Tickles the cat, and we got $30 off our Kirby.
You trading anything?
Anything. So we go on to my pole barn area where we got, it's like a ping pong table setup area and everything. So there's these old, I don't know if you guys know these wicker chairs that are circles with a nice foam pad in there.
Yes,
The old 80s.
That's called King of Jimmy Buffett Land is what I think that chair is called. It looks like a throne, but it's made of wicker.
Yeah, so these old chairs are in there, and so I point those out to him. He's writing down all this stuff, and a couple beer signs. And he's like, yeah, we'll take this. We'll take these.
Wait, this man was just stealing your junk that he wanted for his own man cave.
Beer signs.
So
Let me.
All
Okay,
right.
hold on. I want that beer sign. I want that mini fridge, and I want to suck one of your mom's tits. Just one.
Worst episode of American Pickers ever.
All right, so you're trading in a bunch of garbage for
The
money
whole
off
chat
your
room
Kirby.
says this is the strangest thing they've ever heard. The old trade in anything.
So he takes down all the stuff that we're trading to him to take the price down, and I realized those chairs were actually my parents. So I was like, oh, you know what? I better call them and just let them know that, hey, I'm gonna get rid of these. And he goes, no, don't do that, because they didn't see the show, and they'll probably they won't understand.
Oh yeah, they did. He's right.
Hey,
I'm your imaginary friend. You can't tell anybody about me.
I conned you, not them. I have to con them before you tell them
Yeah,
this
yeah,
bullshit.
it's the con man's code.
If you tell them this, it sounds crazy because it is. But if I con you first, then it sounds kind of believable.
If you tell anyone else I exist, I cease to exist.
So he stops me from calling. I'm an idiot. I don't call. And,
now it almost sounds like a kidnapping because he's affecting your behavior. He's like, don't call anybody.
Heard that before.
So we down to brass tacks, takes it down from $2,200 to like $1,800, and I go out, I stroke him a check, and then my girlfriend and my wife now at the time, she comes home and I tell her what happened. She just starts laughing in my face, and so it still like haunts me to this day. Yeah. For first off, I get the vacuum and my girlfriend, my wife, she starts using. She's like, "This thing's too goddamn big."
Oh, it's so heavy. Hey, was yours the Kirby Generation 3?
I think it was.
Yeah, ours was the Gen 3, the Kirby Generation 3.
And
my dad's like, look at that suction power. It sucked up marbles.
So the thing is too big for her to even use, and to this day, it's collecting dust down in the basement. And,
if you didn't use self propel on that thing, there's no way to push it. It's like we're trying to push one of Tank America's tanks. Like you can't do it.
It's got self.
It's cast like cast aluminum or cast iron. The front of it's all metal. Like when you would hit the wall, it wouldn't hurt the vacuum. It would peel the plaster off your walls because it's too big and it's like aggressive. It's like a tank.
All right, Shane, I got you down for a Kirby vacuum.
How much?
$1,800.
Oh, God damn.
Which is a goddamn lot of money.
Vacuum.
How long ago was this? $89 on a vacuum.
Well, we used to
get a
complain about a
Dyson for like
Dyson.
$300.
Yeah, you could get a Dyson top of the line, $500, and you got the best one made.
We got a Shark for like a couple $100.
Yeah.
What's that gonna do? We're talking vacuum cleaners, you idiot. You get the fuck out of here.
What are you gonna feed dust bunnies to a shark? Eat the shark.
In my country, the shark will eat the carpet, man.
Are you a real life Flintstone?
Uh-oh.
Oh,
shit.
shark alarm! Shark alarm!
Go
to your battle stations.
All right, Shane.
I didn't tell you to bring your shark and leave it in our fucking lobby. It's eating everything.
If you win, we'll call you back during the break, okay?
Okay, well, let me leave you with this. My family all knows about this purchase too, and to this day, they still give me shit about it.
Yeah, that counts.
Yeah,
that counts.
Yeah, level of waste.
Hey,
and
let me
also
ask you this, because that's a great
remorse.
question. Is this going to be brought up tomorrow?
For sure.
Okay,
for
see,
sure.
that counts. I feel like that counts.
And was the $1,800 a lot for you at the time?
Yeah, how long ago was this?
Definitely. I mean, it's still a lot to
I was
this
going to
day.
say, that's a lot to do
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, like I said, if you're super
Well,
rich.
yeah, like
if
if
Scott York,
like if you're Scott York and you
Yeah.
did that, we'd all be sad for him, but we'd be like, yeah, you lost 160 on the football team.
Yeah,
So.
you said you'd had a pole barn, so I assumed that $1,800.
Yeah.
Anybody with a pole barn, $1,800 is probably
Also, anybody that's giving their beer signs to knock down the price of a vacuum, I feel is that's desperate times.
By the way, he could have sold that vacuum for $1,800. That sales guy is just getting shit for his own man cave.
Did he? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's like, I really like the way is that West Coast Choppers Coors Light. I like that. I put that in my bungalow.
All right, Shane, we'll call you if you win, okay?
All right, thanks, guys.
All right,
no problem.
man. That was a good one.
All right, next up, we got Brian.
What's he on 2?
Yes.
All right. Hey, Brian, can you hear us?
Hey, guys. Yeah, I can.
Hey, welcome to Remorse Court, a Tom Van original 90s radio production.
Yeah, Precision Door. So, Brian, tell us your story.
Yeah, so I'll try to keep it concise, but I didn't buy a thing that I regret, but I bought a living being or an animal that I regret.
Okay.
So,
Oh, I thought you were going to say, I bought a young girl
young
in the Orlando
Filipino
area.
girl.
She was kidnapped from the theme park area.
Won't stop crying.
She's screaming.
My God, you know how hard it is to get blood out of a wood box?
Not screaming anymore.
It's hard to scream with
Yeah,
your tongue cut out. Do I win, guys? See you on the cruise.
All right, so what living thing did you buy?
So I was dating this girl like through most of college, and we were kind of on again, off again. And I was trying to win her back because that's what we do, I guess. I don't know. And she was like infatuated with these little creatures called sugar gliders. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of
no,
those
not
things.
the fucking sugar gliders. Oh,
Yeah, dude.
God, I hate fucking sugar
They're
gliders.
cute.
Yeah, but no, their belly button or something on them when they want to eat, it flares out and poofs out like a butthole. They're disgusting. What's the thing on the sugar glider that poofs out looks like a butthole?
God, I don't remember.
It's like a kawaka or something.
Yeah.
It
was
does.
weird looking.
Sorry, Tim. I was.
It's fine. I'm gonna be huffing and puffing.
There's a hole on a sugar glider that poofs. It flares like a butthole.
Is it their butthole?
Could be their butthole.
All right, they have a butthole.
Myth busted.
Yeah.
Myth busted.
So where'd you buy the sugar glider?
So this was like in 2005, so going back a little bit. So it was kind of like before like Facebook was big. So I ended up finding like this sugar glider like marketplace thing. I don't remember what it was called.
More popular than Facebook Marketplace, actually. Sugar glider marketplace.
So
I had to go out to like Polk County because of course, and then bought 2 sugar gliders from this lady. But before I did it, she like made me prove that I was like going to be a responsible owner. I had to buy all sorts of shit, like a giant cage. And I was a college kid, man. I was like dirt ass poor, but like the cage alone was like $250, I think.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because it has to be like tall and wide because these things literally glide, so they need enough room to like fly around. And stuff.
I'm on a sugar glider website right now, and I am correct. Their anal glands and buttholes get really swollen. It's a problem.
Mine do that.
Yeah,
you're a sugar glider, the world's largest and most dumb sugar glider.
So how much were you out?
I think so. I bought the gliders themselves. They're like social beings, so
yes.
you have to buy a pair. So I bought 2 for a total of $500.
Now hold on. I don't know a ton about sugar
right?
gliders, but from what I understand, you don't have to buy a pair. But if you only buy one, then it has to be with you like at all times.
Yeah,
because
and you have to carry it in like a pouch that a nerd would put his dice in.
Yeah,
and so you're that lady that has like, what's in your pouch? Oh, that's my sugar glider. Don't touch it. Its butthole is inflamed. Yeah, sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
So
so they like if you don't buy them in a pair, this is one of the like precautions that I was told. They literally will like start hurting themselves, like they self-harm when they're in like stressful situations.
They're super emo.
They're cutters. Yeah, they're cutters.
So I bought a pair, and like they were like they're adorable or whatever, but I was a dumb freaking college kid. I had no idea what I was about to get into. So got them home, and it went to hell real fast. They were.
I got him home, and it just went to hell real fast. You sound like an old war veteran.
Yeah, like all sorts of bodily secretions coming out everywhere all the time. Like whatever that gland you're talking about is just.
Yeah, it's their anal gland.
Are you talking about their pouch?
No, I'm telling you right now, a sugar glider's anal gland gets more swollen and fucked up than most animal. I just was on the thing, and these people are leaving. Every question on this Reddit forum is like, what do I do about a swollen gland? His gland is poked out. Is it a poofy gland? Yeah, they must have really active assholes or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So they also when they're upset, they can get aggressive. So
well, it's the size of a fucking
like a
mouse,
kind of.
Yeah, you can wing it into the yard and just be done with it. Say, fuck off, sugar glider.
Yeah. Well, I would have saved some money doing that, but yeah, man. One of them bit one of my roommates, and it was just. And so again, all of this was to like kind of like. I was gonna be like, hey, to this girl, like, look what I got. Aren't you impressed or whatever? And like, she ended up like never even. Like, we were at a point in our relationship where she didn't even ever get back with me. So I
you never even saw him?
No, dude. I was like begging her to just come over once. I'm like, please.
Yeah,
please.
He bought a pair of sugar gliders on a first date. Most people just go to Applebee's.
So they're biting your roommate. Didn't one start ripping its own hair out and stuff?
Oh,
yeah, so one of them got super stressed, and it started doing the self-harm thing.
Yeah,
like,
that's called the
literally
Daniel.
pulling bumps of hair, and I felt like, I mean, I had no idea what it was doing, but I felt super like
that's a
guilty
podcast glider.
in my head. So, yeah.
And what'd you end up doing with them?
So I didn't know what to do. Like, I didn't want to just.
I know what to do. That's a wrap them in aluminum foil, throw them in the microwave, 30 seconds, pop them out, pop them in the trash can.
It's gonna blow up your microwave.
So I ended
would
up
be
like
so
reaching
angry.
back out to the lady.
Toaster oven.
So I reached back out to the lady that sold them to me, and she was like, she took this shit really seriously. Like, she bred them and whatever. So she was like, one of those people that was like really into it. So she was super pissed. But
she cared about the animals. She's one of those people that are really into it.
This lady took like the feeding, the care, the watering of her animals. She took it like really fucking serious.
She took this shit serious.
She's like a fucking real drag.
She was mad that I horribly abused them in my frat boy house.
And to this day, I can't go to sleep unless I watch a video of a sugar glider yanking its hair out.
So what? She got pissed at you?
She was like upset. She's like, I didn't sell them to you for you to cause them to harm themselves, blah blah blah. So I ended up like,
I did not sell you these sugar gliders to get a blowjob.
So she took them back, but I had to give her like another, I forget the amount, it was like $150 or something.
What, a
like,
restocking fee?
No,
that's bullshit. Only Second City did that.
This is like a real gremlin story, isn't it?
Wait, what? Yeah. You paid her to take them back?
Yeah, man. She was like,
why wouldn't you just release them into the woods? Fuck that. I'm not paying some lady to give back the animals.
Are they native to Florida at all?
No, they'll die immediately.
Yeah.
Well, that's
the anacondas will eat it.
What you would have to do is feed it to a snake, so at least somebody's getting some nutrition out of it or something. You know what I mean?
So
put it in a fish tank and let one of those like Oscars like eat it whole, something like that.
So a giant Oscar.
You're out about $800 at the end of this whole thing.
Okay, Tom, this one's rating really high with me because there's a lot of dysfunction in the story. Plus, sugar gliders are totally gross. So, like, this is rating very high.
And you got nothing, absolutely nothing out of it.
You didn't
literally nothing.
So the girl, had you hung out with the girl at all?
Yeah, so we had dated for like a year or so, but then we like split up and we were like kind of on and off again. And she was like my first. I was like 20, so she was like my first serious girlfriend, I guess. So I was like desperate to hang on. It was pathetic, but you know.
So the obvious thing was to get a sugar glider. To
get
her back.
Duh.
Of course. Okay.
Can I ask, where'd you get the money from?
So I had the money for like the gliders themselves, and I had like I didn't have the money.
He had it in his glider fund.
No, but I mean, like, where did I get you obviously had the fucking money.
I used to sell vacuums door to door.
Pull it out of your fucking pouch, but I mean, like, did you earn it? Is this your grandma's fucking inheritance that she gave you?
I mean, I had a shitty job, like making like $10 an hour or like $8 an hour.
Can I ask where you worked at the time?
Lowe's in the garden center.
Nice. All right, Brian, I got you.
Put the gliders in the fucking garden center.
Yeah, just hang them in the trees.
$800. Waste of money. Got nothing out of it. All right, we'll give you a call if you're the winner. All right.
All right, thanks everyone.
All right, good job, man. That one, I don't know about you guys, but that ranked pretty high for me.
Yeah, it's a pretty fucking dumb decision, but yeah.
Who's next on the line?
We got Michael on line 1.
All right, Michael, you're there.
Yeah.
All right. So, Michael, what's your story?
All right. Well, to preface it, it was I am bipolar, so I've been trying different medications for a while to try to get me, right. And the side effect of one of the newer ones was compulsive gambling, which I kind of laughed at when they said, because I was like, wait, that's a thing? That's a side effect?
Yeah, it is.
That's a side effect for a lot of different medications, like Chantix and things like the one that gets you to quit smoking.
And alcoholism.
It's also a side effect of being bored at your house with a laptop, right? I feel like you don't really need much. I mean, I found myself on fans only last night. I don't belong on there.
I got OnlyFans.
Yeah, it's bored with a laptop.
I pay $8 a month for a girl.
So
so there's a little picture underneath with Tom's face, and I was laughing at that.
Enough with the jokes, Michael. Keep on going. I'm not afraid to fuck with a bipolar person. I don't give a shit.
Okay.
You're the only one that can judge it, Mr. Special Needs Detective.
I know. Listen, I'm the blade of special needs people. Bipolar over here for a regular. I don't give a shit. So you.
Oh no! What'd you do?
So what happened?
Well, I was feeling pretty bad, and in the past, I've done some, destructive things in my life with this condition, and I was trying to avoid that. And sometimes I'd shave my head in the past, and I didn't want to do that because I'm in the process of trying to, get my hair back.
Oh yeah. Well, I do people that you
Wait
go
a
full
minute.
frog freak out. You know the.
You try to get? We mean like get your hair back, like to what? Like
well, he pawned it to buy him a car.
So you get into a manic episode and then you'd shave your head.
You do the Britney Spears.
Yeah, you pull a Britney Spears.
Yeah, full Britney.
By the way, do you follow Britney? She's for sure bipolar, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, she's already admitted it. Okay.
Yeah, what's she doing
Well, I
now?
don't know that she's admitted
Yeah,
it.
but
I mean, dude.
after hearing her explanation for the hair thing, I'm with her 100%.
Dude, follow her Instagram.
Yeah, follow her
Every
Instagram.
Instagram video you're
She's,
looking at, you're like,
she's manic.
what? Yeah. She goes through manic episodes. She starts trying on clothes, dancing around. Like she's got some videographer following her. You're like, oh.
No, that's her and her boyfriend. And
Yeah,
nobody else.
I think it's a two-man show on that one.
it's-
Yeah, I don't think she's got a team on that.
It's as bipolar as you can get. What did you do?
Tried a little retail therapy, and there's a game that I play on the phone, and I was like, you know what? I never really make purchases on this. I'm going to make a purchase. And I did one, didn't help. And I was like, you know what? That didn't hurt too bad. Let's try another one. And I kept doing it, and over the course of 3 days, I had spent $1,100 on a phone game.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, I love
What
your
game, though? What
bipolar
game?
giggle as he said that.
What game?
Yeah, what game was it?
Summoner's War. EJ probably knows
I'm
what that is.
familiar. I'm familiar.
So what are you buying on Summoner's War? Like
Nothing.
Your armor?
You don't get anything. You're buying a chance to get something in game. You're not even getting something like definite. You're buying a gamble.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Fucking digital scratch-offs where you don't even get the feeling.
That's exactly what it is.
They're gonna have to
Hey,
start
baby.
regulating that. I mean, that shit's completely
Oh, they do already in
bananas out
China.
of control.
It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming
man.
for us for sure.
So you're buying like the chance to like spin a roulette wheel
To win a fake sword.
To win a
Yeah.
sword.
They
To
can
win a
take
sword.
away
pretty
at any
much.
time.
Yeah.
They can take away. You don't get to like keep the art assets, and you know.
So after you come out of your manic episode and you realize you spend $1,100, how did that feel?
Oh, so fucking fantastic. What do you mean? It's so terrible. I looked at my bank account because I didn't have that much money in there, but it doesn't stop the transactions from going through. So I had negative $800 and something dollars in my bank account.
You got that good
my
bank. You got
God.
that bank that trusts you.
Yeah.
Direct deposits for a long time.
Mine doesn't do that. Mine
I get
just
45s.
stops. Like if I don't have money, it just doesn't pay the bill.
I get $45 with
Really?
Chime.
Yeah. Andrea cut mine off because I overdraft too much.
At least you got a new Buffalo Bladder, digital Buffalo Bladder to drink from on your adventures.
Can
You motherfucker.
I ask you, friend, is the game still on your phone right now?
Yes, but I've changed my Google password on myself, and I have no idea what it is now.
When was
Hold
the
on
last
a
time-
second, but you could have deleted the game, but you didn't.
Well,
but you
no, I'm
did.
just saying,
I
so
could've.
when was the last time you actually played
That's called
it, though?
addiction.
Yeah. The fact that you
He
left
knows.
it on counts. That's why I asked. I feel like that weighs heavier in this. You know, if we're judging this, the fact that it's still in his phone weighs heavier to
Yeah.
me.
He'll be back.
Well, I
I
appreciate.
think you're right, Sam.
I can appreciate you changing the password. I do the same thing to myself with some things like
Yeah.
I'll turn my card off so I can't use it, and I got to go through a couple steps, and you're like sitting at the 7-Eleven.
And guess what I end up doing?
For 8 minutes.
Forgot password, get password, log in, and
Oh,
add it
yeah.
back.
Got it.
Isn't that
Yeah,
the
but
I've
that's how
sat
you
at that
stop doing
screen
it.
before.
isn't it the equivalent of handcuffing yourself to the water heater before you turn into a werewolf? Like you know
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit, a little bit.
You know that you're gonna do bad things.
You
so
also
you're trying to
know that
block
a
it.
werewolf is strong enough to rip those handcuffs off. Like you know it.
Yeah, you could
You're
kill.
like, well, what is this gonna do?
Yeah, you could break a
That's
door
why I
down.
don't have any handguns.
Yeah, did you hear what he said? I don't know. I don't know. We all stepped on it, but did you hear what he said? He said he's actually stared at the login screen.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like
gotta
that
get some
factors
help,
in.
man.
Well, and you should seek some professional help
Yeah.
or get the right meds that work for you. But I'm proud of you for changing the password thing because any little step, man.
Thank you.
Sometimes
And
you
what
need
was
to
he
get-
out? What was he out again?
Done better with the medicine
1100.
that I'm on now.
1100's a lot.
Well, how much in fees did you have to pay too? And what do you do for a
Yeah,
living?
that was $1,100 just the cash. Well, the digital cash. Afterwards, I got hit with a lot of overdraft fees because it wasn't like one lump sum. So it was like maybe 12 or 13 transactions. So each one of the ones that went over the overdraft got hit with an overdraft fee.
Oh God.
All right, Michael. Well, I'm putting you down, and we'll give you a call during the break if you win. We'll deliberate after the first break. And here's the thing. Lots of bipolar people go on our cruise, so you'll fit in perfect. I think it's half bipolar people.
I have serious impulse controls, and I'll be there.
It might be more. It might be more. Well, hey, thanks for being a contestant, okay?
Yeah, word. No thanks, guys.
All right, man. Hey, we've got a few in the Twitch chat room if you want me to read them. They're pretty good. Just quick ones.
You have 3 more contestants.
I know. I'm just going to scroll up and hit this one just really
Tom's
fast.
like, we're only going to do 4. Now we have like 18 million contestants.
Also, this is the first time y'all start on time. When I
told them.
We've been pretty good lately.
I really like this one from Neo Del Rio really quick. My dad bought a macaw without telling my mom when we were kids for like $3,000 and lost half when he had to sell it back. That's a simple one.
Damn it.
That's a simple one. $3,000 bird. I think that one's great.
I feel like every parrot is a remorse court
I
case.
agree.
Yeah, all birds.
It's almost impossible. Unless you're my
birds.
mother-in-law, it's you've instantly regret it.
Surf Nicaragua says, I paid for a girl's, quote, date in Tijuana once when I lived in California. She liked me so much she wanted to hang out at a bar later. When we went into the bar, I realized it was a gay bar. Then I realized she was a boy. But he wasn't the bad purchase. The bad purchase was the 12-pack of beers I bought in San Diego for $20 because I didn't know Coronas were less than $1 each in Tijuana.
All right.
Wow, we have some scumbag listeners. For sure.
Mean, girl's a girl, I guess.
Well, it's a boy. I'll drink some Coronas with a boy. I don't care.
Who's on the
of
Eric,
age?
Eric
Of
on
age.
line 2.
Oh, okay.
All right. Eric, can you hear us okay?
Yeah, what's up, guys?
Welcome to the show, man.
All right, what's your story, Aaron?
Okay, so I guess my the one I really regret having is buying this piece of shit lemon of a truck. I think what makes it worse is how stupid I was to buy it and all of the red flags that came up, and I bought it anyway.
Yeah. This is an element, and I totally understand this situation because I lend myself to getting scammed a lot because I overly trust people, and a scam artist is good at talking.
Yeah, and when they're talking, it's really hard for you to untalk it or get out of it,
I think there's a factor there, too, of just being tired. You get so deep into it, and it's you're just like, oh, I don't want to go through the effort to get out of this.
Yeah, I think you nailed it.
So what did the person say?
Okay, so I got in a wreck, and I got a payout on a car that I had. I had about like $3,500 or something to buy a truck, and I needed something, and I'd been searching, and really it came down. My wife just hated everything that I could afford, so she found this truck, or I found this truck. She loved the way it looked, and it was up in Kissimmee, and I'm in Orlando, so it's about 45 minutes away. So we drive up there late one night, and we go to meet this guy, and I'm talking to him online, and I'm reading the thing, and the pictures look great.
Kissimmee?
And
when at night.
Yeah.
And he told me he was a minister, and he's like, I have
Number
this car,
2.
I'm a minister, And I'm like, that should have been a red flag. But I'm like, hey, he looks like a nice guy, maybe he's a minister, So I convinced my wife to go up to Kissimmee with me to look at this truck. And I knew I'm not going to get her out again to find another truck. I'm like, we're getting this one just because we've gone through too much trouble to find this.
Oh, I hate that feeling of knowing you're stuck in something because you're going to lose the attention of your significant other. I get it.
Exactly. That was 100%. I was like, whatever the fuck this is, I'm buying this truck just because we're here now.
Yeah.
And I get there, and I'm in this house, and there's a bunch of people, and it seems like maybe there's some sort of, party going on or something going on.
Well, ministers are known for their parties.
They're like, so screaming at you, like, what? Where am I?
Hey, where's the minister? Where's the minister?
So it definitely seemed like, this is sketchy. So I'm sitting on the couch, and he's like, well, I got to go upstairs and get the title. And he goes upstairs, and 2 of them walk up there, and they're up there for too long. And I'm sitting on the couch with this
Where
other
are your
guy,
bullets?
I'm like,
Kill this motherfucker. Blow his head off.
He looks at me and he's like, well, I guess this is what we're doing tonight, and everybody's lying to each other. And I look at him and I'm like, what are you telling me? I'm like, okay, so maybe I'm thinking that he's lying about being a minister, but I think he's lying about the truck being a piece of shit, So, but the guy comes down and he's got this title, and it's in some woman's name and some Spanish lady's name, and you could tell, after the fact, he's flipping trucks. He bought a piece of shit truck and had this girl sign it over to him, and now he's signing it over to me.
Right.
It's a bad sign when the title's still under the other person that
Exactly.
person bought it.
Yeah, like you didn't even put it in your own name.
Especially when it's a Spanish person, too.
That's like the 5th red flag now.
Tony weighing in, he's allowed.
Yeah, he's allowed.
He's allowed, sorry.
I belong.
So we take it for a test drive just around the neighborhood, and it's, you can't see it. It's sort of dark, and it looks, it's making a little bit of noise. But I'm like, we got a little money we can fix up.
What kind of truck are we talking about here?
It was a Trailblazer. I don't remember the year, but it was a Trailblazer.
Man, FE.
Cheap Trailblazers are very expensive.
Yeah.
But so we get it home. We end up buying it, and I'm like regretting it as soon as we pull away. I'm just like, I'm an idiot.
No, this is good. This is good.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you said how quickly you give me a time. If you can
If
feel
you have buyer's remorse, it literally
what
when
do you
buy
think?
it.
5 seconds, 10 seconds. What are we talking here?
No. As soon as I'm driving away, I'm like, I made a poor decision.
Yeah, this is good to know. Good to know.
Did you tell your wife?
Oh no.
You're like, that's pretty good.
No, this could be great. So immediately, something like within like a week, something major was going wrong. The front wheel was it started going all whoppajawed and making all kinds of noise, and the linkage up in there that's connecting the wheel up inside there. I couldn't tell you what it was, but something was broke, and it was just the wheels all over the place. So I had to put about $1,000 in it to fix whatever was wrong. And I kept it for a few months, and over the few months, everything just kept breaking on this. And
I love it.
I was like, okay, we're going to sell this. We just have to get out of this thing. It is killing me.
Yeah.
It's costing me money, and I hate it every time I look at it and sit down in it. I just like
even my sugar gliders hate it.
I'm the same guy.
Well, the shitty part is I think I hated myself more than I hated the truck.
This is all good to hear, man. I appreciate how candid you're being with relaying how you felt, because it's very important to kind of know that, because I have a story about something my mom and dad bought, and they did that move where they refused to admit that it was a bad decision, and they rode that shit till my dad died. Like they just rode it into the ground.
So all in all, how much you out after you sold it? You sold it for a loss.
Oh, I didn't finish how I got rid of it though.
Oh, okay.
What made it worse is I knew it was shit. I paid about $3,500 for it or something in that area, and I put another $1,000 into it, and then I put it on Craigslist to try to sell it to somebody, and I put everything that I thought was wrong with it. I was going to be like, at least I'm going to sell it to somebody that knows what they're getting. So I ended up meeting a guy in a Winn-Dixie parking lot, and I was trying to get $1,200 out of it, and he looked at it and he's like, you and I both know this thing's a piece of shit. He's like, I'll give you $800 right now, and I don't call you in a week bitching about what's wrong with it. And I'm like, God damn it.
$800.
Oh, and then he gave you the ultimatum. He gave you the never talk to me again 800.
He knows.
Yeah, that's a silent 800.
That guy's a Craigslist master.
Well, I mean, you're on your way. How many classes do you have left before you achieve?
I don't have the confidence of that guy.
That fucking truck was for sale on Craigslist for $1,000 the same day.
What, did you abandon the program? He was trying to be a Cicerone of Craigslist. A Craigslistterone. It's a Craigslistterone, and he was trying to be a Craigslistterone, and I thought you only had 2 classes left.
I can smell the top of a kegerator, tell you what county it's
can.
from.
Hey, now,
this is Polk County.
Yeah,
for
we're
sure.
joking, but really and truly, I've come in here before with things that I wanted to buy, and Tom will immediately judge it, and 10 times out of 10 he's been right, but he'll be like, well, that's a good deal, you should all do that, or he'll say, no, not worth your time.
All right, Eric, I will put you on the list. We'll
That's
give
a
you a
good
call
one.
if you win, all right?
Yeah, thanks, guys.
All right, buddy.
I don't know if that deserves a thank you.
Hey, head up. You're good. Happy Thanksgiving, man.
He's got a couple more. Well, who's the next one?
We got Greg on line 1.
Greg.
Man, I love how Sam's got these rocket fire. Greg, what's up, dude?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. What's your story, Greg?
Well, last year I decided I wanted to buy a new boat.
Oh, yeah.
God, you stacked these so good, Tom.
By the way, the amount of boats I got in the in submissions were overwhelming, and it really makes me second guess my wanting to buy a boat.
Did you get any campers?
Oh yeah. Everything I want.
It's everything he wants listed.
Maybe that's a sign.
Hold on.
I don't pay attention
Hold
to
on a
signs.
second. Is the ultimate grift that Tom does a bit about buyer's remorse to have people send him items that they bought that they don't want, so you can find boats and RVs to buy for yourself?
You know, in M. Night Shyamalan, the movie Signs, I would still say there's no such thing as aliens, right? When he's fucking pushing me over. So,
all right, let's go.
You wanted to buy a boat.
Ahoy.
Okay, so first off, I took $30,000 out of my 401k.
Okay, well, you win. You win.
Yeah, 30,000.
Why would you do that?
You wanted a
It
boat?
sounded like a good idea at the time.
All right.
You know, and so I found the boat I wanted. It was a little 19-foot Yamaha. So I go down to the place, and I'm looking, and about 5 hours later, I walk out with a 24-foot Yamaha that's $50,000.
Oh my God! Now, did you?
Holy fuck, man!
Did you fall into the trap that every guy does when he goes to the boat store, and then the sales guy upsells him because he starts?
You're gonna outgrow this. You're gonna outgrow this boat. If you got a family, if you want to do other things, you're gonna outgrow this. Too small of a boat for you right here.
This one's got a head, so your wife and kids can use the bathroom.
I mean,
which
don't
I never
get me
use.
wrong. Don't get me wrong. This is a great boat. If you want this boat, I will sell you this boat. But I'm just saying the value is in this $50,000 boat.
Yeah. Don't you want this tiny little sink? You'll be using this all the time.
Yeah,
sink.
Yeah.
You can't live without a sink.
How you supposed to brush your teeth while you're fishing?
Speaking of fishing, it's got a little bait. The live well.
Yeah,
you
look at
need the
this.
live well.
Yeah, look at this glove box here. You could put at least 2 koozies in it.
The galvanized trailer. You idiot.
They always get. There's nothing my father hated more than the upgraded trailer.
Yeah, this one comes with a free bimini top. So you walked out $50,000 boat.
Oh, this whole show's giving me anxiety.
How much do you make a year, real quick, brother? How much do you make a year?
About 70,000, 80,000 a year, but I work 80 hours a week to do it.
Well, yeah. So you spent almost your entirely yearly income on a fucking boat, and I'm guessing that was before taxes, right? All right.
Now, was your wife with you, or is this something that you brought home to her?
She was with me.
Of course
we both got excited. When we saw it was way nicer than the small boat, so we both got excited at it.
Yeah, on purpose, man.
Yeah, guess what? The $50,000 boat is nicer than the $30,000 boat. That's how things work.
Tom and I have talked about this before, and you tell me if I'm wrong, TC, but like when I go and I try to do something like this, normally Andrea's going to talk me out because she's like really good at that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But fortunately for Tom, when you want to know why he and Crystal have been together for so long and they're soulmates, if they get into that situation, at some point Crystal will, like a vampire, turn. And she's now on Tom's team, and
She's
will
a
both
dreamer,
get
too.
excited. She is a dreamer. So there is an alignment there, and if it reaches that point, then you can see where you can go from $35,000 to a $50,000 boat. It's completely
It's
possible.
only an extra $190 a month, baby.
This right here is all of this.
That's how they get you with the monthly payment. They're like,
for the next 22 years, it's only $275.
Yeah,
we can do it.
This is just swamp math. It's just simple swamp math.
by the way, this gentleman sent me the picture of him and his wife and the sales guy. And
keychain photo.
Yeah, and you look so happy at the day you bought it. So what happened?
Well, we got home and I kind of started looking at it, and $250 don't sound bad until you realize it's so long and it's 14%, and I've been paying for a year now, and I started out at, I think I've paid off $300 so far.
Oh my God!
Oh shit! It's a front-loaded interest. It's not even
because he's just eating
interest. Wait, you're paying 14 fucking percent? That's the rates I get, and I way more than my fucking credit score.
It's a luxury item. That's what happens. And boats are they'll get you.
And then the first time I went to fill it up, it's got a 50-gallon tank, and you got to put the 90 rec in it, and that's about $150.
Yeah. So you go to the gas station.
This is making me so happy and
You're like,
sad at the same time.
Shit.
You are literally why our whole economy. You are literally an anecdotal example of why our whole economy is basically a confidence game.
This is America.
No,
you are the most American thing I've heard all day.
Now, quick, what's update? Like, how's the wife feeling now?
We like it, but I think every day I look at it, I'm like, we need to sell this boat.
That's part of buyer's remorse.
Now, this one I like because, now follow me with this equation here, Tom. I feel like his remorse can be magnified by the fact that he still likes the purchase. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like if he really hated the purchase, then he just dismisses it and sells it. But the fact that he's still fighting with it means that he loves it. Plus, the payment's fucked up. He needs to get rid of it, so he's really fucking wrangling with it.
It's also because he'll be stuck with a loan no matter what if he doesn't own it.
Yeah,
There's a little bit of that.
How much you pay for insurance too? I'm sure that's
like $200 a month.
Oh,
God damn!
What's a $50,000?
Does your wife work? Are you guys a 2-income family?
Yeah, she works.
How much fucking listeners got some money?
Yeah. How much which also, I won't lie, I judge a little bit because you're making a lot more than you. But how much y'all both make, give or take?
She makes, I think, $12 an hour. She works like at a vet place part-time.
You don't even know.
Not a lot.
Where's it like a vet place or something with like sugar gliders?
This is a swamp man's dream.
I don't know what the fuck he does.
One more question, sir. What do you do like when you say you work 80 hours? Do you like actual work or is it like you push papers for 80 hours?
Driving. I pump concrete.
Oh,
really? Wow.
All right.
I bet you do.
So we start out about 3-4 in the morning. I get home. Like last night, I got home at 9. I was out in Okeechobee.
Oh my God!
So
it's adding some more points to it. It adds some more points to it.
Wow.
Shit.
How much it costs and how much you have? How hard?
Okay.
Yeah.
My final
when I waste
question,
money, I'm not that mad about it because I'm like, I didn't really do anything for this.
You just make fun of a fat redneck on the short nose. It's fine.
Here is my final question. I think that this factors in. How long have you had the boat now?
I bought it last year. It's a year old now.
Okay, so it's a year old. How many times have you taken it out?
I try to get it once a month, but because it takes so long to clean it, both engines, you got to clean it.
That's not an answer.
So once every 2 months. Yeah, to put
five
totally worth $50,000. 5 times a year.
5 or 6. It's either 5 or 6. We both know this.
You could probably go on a cruise every week for less money.
Don't fucking lie to me. It's 5 or 6 or 4, and you're just embarrassed.
About once a month, maybe. When it's warm.
All right, I'm going to give you 8 because I think you're lying.
I'm giving him 2 because I think he's just trying to justify it.
All right, Greg. We'll give you a call if you won.
But, hey, the best part, when we put it in the water the first time, I had her hold the dock lines while I backed it up, and all of a sudden she screamed and let it go, and I jumped out of the truck, and the truck backed in and bent my door backwards because it caught on the dock.
No!
Another $2,000.
Oh!
Hold on. I do like that he had a. And here's your bonus punchline. I fucked up my door to the tune of $2,000 by bending it all the way back at the dock.
Because they sold me a gigantic monstrosity boat you have no business driving whatsoever with no instruction. You know what? This makes me feel better about myself. This whole thing.
Is that why we're doing
this? This is what this was all about.
This is all therapy. Everything done on the show is selfish.
Well, it's for you or me. I mean, 2 weeks ago it was me crying to everybody about having anxiety. Wait till I talked about these 2 sugar gliders I bought. All right, Greg. Maisie fucking hates them because their buttholes are gross.
All right, Greg. We'll call you if you want. Okay.
Good job, buddy. All right.
And our last contestant, our only female.
Yeah, only female.
On line 2. Tia?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
is this Tia Tequila? How did it feel being raped at the Gathering of the Juggalos?
Jesus
Did she get raped at the Gathering of the Juggalos?
Yeah, there was some sexual assault there.
Just, like, throw
but she's also a Nazi.
No,
so
I think they were grabbing at her.
She's a Nazi flat earther.
Yeah,
So
we'll move on.
So Tia, tell us your story.
Okay, well, first I have to set the scene. I grew up very poor. I was in a cult with a BDM member, Kara, Weed Kara.
Oh,
yeah, we know Kara really well.
So you were in the same cult she told us about?
Yes. So all of our money went to the church if we had any.
Okay.
So we were so poor we would wait behind the local grocery store for the delivery day so we could look in the dumpster for food the grocery store had dumped out. And since I was the youngest and the smallest of the 6 children, I got to be the one lowered down into the dumpster to hand the produce up to my parents.
Oh,
man. So
that was voted saddest cult. That's not sad cult. That's not that Scientology money.
If I'm ever holding Tommy by his ankles to dip him down into the dumpster,
Get the grapefruit. Get the grapefruit. No, that's got mold on it. You're an idiot.
That means I have swung real far too, because I'll feed you first time.
Oh, if I ever get to that place, you'll be dead.
Yeah, probably, exactly.
Now, as a kid, I would ask my parents, like, why are we doing this? Why are you giving your money to these people? Like, did you ever?
Well, we didn't know as children that they were like
course
hiding everything away. We didn't know.
Of course not.
So, but as soon as I could, I got a job so I could buy clothes, so I didn't have to get everything at the Goodwill or garage sale.
Right.
You know, so I've been working jobs since, I can remember, multiple jobs. And one of my jobs was working at David's Bridal as a bridal consultant. And so, I feel like I've seen half of my town naked because, they got to get naked before they get in the dress. But
what? I didn't
anyway,
get
that's
naked
besides
before
the
I
point.
Yeah. Totally naked?
Neither did my wife.
Underwear,
my
right?
wife wore those old, like, red wool prospector sleeping pants.
Yeah, that seems suspicious right there.
She had the flap in the back.
So what
goodness, yeah, I've seen it all. I really have. But it was really important to me. I was getting married. I finally talked someone into marrying me.
All right.
And I was going to get married. And so it was important for me not to have a cookie-cutter wedding dress that you could just go find in any catalog.
Gotcha.
So
knew,
I took my time.
And you knew about the wedding dress
This one's
industry.
heading down a very sad path, I feel like.
Yeah, it could be. So I took my time. I designed a dress. I approached a local dressmaker that seemed reputable. And we took our time, and we designed this perfect dress that covered my tattoos, was classy, and just beautiful. So I went to fittings. I went to multiple fittings. My last fitting was about a week before the wedding. And then the day of the wedding, we're waiting for the dress guy to show up. He was a little late, and when he showed up, he arrived with my 4,500 custom-made dress in a dress bag from the Dollar Tree. That's weird.
Wait, hold on. Maybe he just got the dress bag at the Dollar Tree.
I mean, it saves on money.
Yeah.
They sell dress bags at the Dollar Tree?
I don't know.
Why would they sell that?
They sell sugar gliders.
I have seen garment bags
They
there.
don't. They sell like shirt bags that didn't even fit the whole dress.
They sell garment bags.
Oh, he probably found it in the garbage.
So did you pay $4,500? You prepaid.
I put some
right?
bungee cords in the pockets.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
So 4,500.
Yes, it was. Mm-hmm.
That
yes. And
is
so
a
you
lot.
can go to. It is, but you can go to David's Bridal. You can get a $10 dress bag. You don't have to buy your dress there. They will sell you a $10 dress bag. And I was like, why didn't he go to David's Bridal and get a dress bag? This is so weird. And then he just drops off the dress and immediately leaves.
Oh,
He didn't even wait for me to get in it.
I also want to say that I don't feel like that amount of money, even though that can be a lot for some women when they buy. I don't think Andrea's dress costs that much, but I will say that I've heard.
Oh, absolutely.
I know people that have spent $8,000, $10,000, $12,000 on their dress.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I'm not going to do that. Andrea's not going to do it. Damn sure Sam ain't going to do it, but I know people do it.
I freaked out when my wife spent $1,000 on her wedding dress.
Yeah.
I was like, "What? For one thing you're gonna wear one time?"
Yeah, I want to.
Yeah, but them pictures forever, friends.
I want to say that Andrea's was between 6 and 9. Yeah, somewhere around
Mine
there.
was $120.
Yeah, and that's
Wow, you did well then. You did well.
price. But I designed it myself, so I was paying for the design fees for the guy to sketch it up on his computer and all of that stuff.
Yeah, the
so there was like super long time. I didn't just go to a store, try it on, pay $6,000.
Yeah.
It was like a lot of work. So, and everything was just exactly how I thought I wanted it. And so he leaves immediately, and I'm like, okay, I got to get ready. I got to get this dress on.
Man, that's
so
a
I
bad
slip
sign.
it on, and it doesn't fit right.
Oh.
There's huge gaps in the top, and
are your titties hanging out? That's the worst. I have heard that's the worst thing that can happen to your wedding day. Is you go to put your dress on and you look in the mirror and both your tits are hanging out. And you're like, I can't have this. Give me a roll of toilet paper. You start wrapping yourself like a mummy.
Paint my titties white.
No, it was the opposite of that. It was worse. It was I'm a mom, so I breastfed my son for over a year, and I needed support in the boobs. There was no support in the boobs at all.
Oh,
and
I know
then
what
one
you're
of
saying.
my
You gotta pull them down low and strap them into the waistline. When they go high, we go low.
So
yeah, kinda. And so one of my flat-chested bridesmaids said, "Here's some like chicken cutlet things I have in my bra. We tried to use those. It didn't work. Nothing
Oh my
worked." And I
God!
was
You're
just like,
standing there with
"Screw
your
it, I'm
tits
just
out.
gonna
You got
go."
chicken cutlets on your tits.
And this is your wedding day?
Yes.
Oh my
By the way, he
God.
was late too, so this is not even. There's no
Yeah.
time to.
So it gets worse. So after the ceremony, had all the pictures done and everything. Everybody sat down for the reception. They're waiting for the groom and I to walk in and do our wedding dance that we've been practicing for 3 months. Everything down to the last detail.
Who let the dogs out?
Oh, your cutlets fell out.
I'm dancing in and dropping my tits out.
I'm quiet.
So, no, I start walking and the dress starts falling apart.
Oh, it's meant to do that. It's a disposable.
That's an extra feature. I mean, that's,
Yeah.
Literally falling apart?
Yes, the part of the sleeve comes off. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I do? And so one of my bridesmaids and I shoot into this office we were passing, and we try a stapler, we try tape, we try everything.
Put some Post-its on it.
$4,500 dress.
Hold still. If we can find 2 more bottles, I'll white out your titties.
And so I'm just like, oh my gosh. So I end up tucking part of it in, but it's still kind of showing, and it looks like I have a wad of Kleenex under my arm.
Oh.
And I have to go into the reception looking like that. Everybody's waiting because we're back there trying to staple it, and they're all looking. And of course, my cousin comes up to me, "What's wrong with your dress?" From then on, all the pictures are
I
pretty
wish
much
I'd
ruined.
never been born. You're not helping, Steven.
Yeah, and so it was a terrible time. But the only thing that helped was Kara was there, and she hugged me and let me cry into her big old bosom.
Man,
and
fuck
that.
that. She's cool and all, but she ain't worth $4,500 worth of fuck. Yeah,
So
fuck
what
that.
about?
Was there any recourse? Could you sue the guy? I mean, he didn't you didn't pay for what he promised.
I mean, you could at least Miami shit handle him.
yeah.
At the very least.
Did he say anything after?
No, you paid for what he promised. He just didn't deliver what he promised.
Yeah.
I thought about taking him to small claims court or something, and then I just said, you know what? I just want to forget everything about that day, because it seemed like after the dress was put on,
Now that
one
breaks-
thing after another was
That
ruined.
breaks my heart.
If I was that guy, I'd be like, it worked. No repercussion for being a shithead.
If I
You know,
go
here's
after
the
him, can I
thing.
get half?
Yeah, he's like, here's the thing. If they don't track me down and I can't see their tears, I'm okay with it, because they must not be that fucking mad. Count my monies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Tia.
Well, a couple questions real quick. How much did you spend overall on the wedding?
The wedding, I feel like the dress cost more than the entire wedding.
No,
because
feel
I was
like,
really
or are you
frugal.
sure? Like, you pretty sure? You cutting it pretty
No,
tight?
I'm positive, because our venue was $800 because I worked there. I was a bartender at the country club, so I only had to pay $800 for the
awesome.
venue.
You know what hurts my heart here?
I made everything.
Yeah, and to go with what Tim's saying, I know that custom stuff. I mean, I designed my wife's engagement ring, or wedding ring rather. It wasn't that expensive, but I did it at Goldsmith. I love those guys, but they made it affordable, and I went in there and worked on it, and it really does. I think it adds to the fuckability of her dress in the fact that she didn't invest just money; she invested thoughts and ideas and time.
This is basically her fucking wedding at this point.
But the idea of sitting there and working on something and trying to be creative to cover the tattoos with the, you know what I mean? Like, if I'd been fucked over, which I was not, I've been so happy with a custom ring. You know what I mean? Like, think of ideas invested too.
Yeah,
I think you have to weight that.
And then you're hiring a photographer for these pictures that you have to stare at for the rest of your
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
To remind you.
Right. Of the
You're
dress
paying for pictures of the dress that you got
hate.
fucked on.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So, but does he have good reviews and everything? Was it just a fluke? You never got any explanation on why it was such a piece of shit dress?
No, I kind of, I kind of went into a depression after the wedding because so many things went wrong. And I just was like, forget it. I haven't even contacted him about it, but he is a very reputable dressmaker in our town. And I haven't had anything to do with
his card right here. It's Thomas Vaughn Designs. Thomas Vaughn Designs.
It's Tim and Tom Productions.
Yeah.
Well, Tia, if you win, we'll give you a call, okay?
Oh, my God.
Oh, and I also want to say hi, Big Tim, and if I do win and I get to go, I'm going to take Weed Kara with me, and we're going to brush Big Tim's hair every day on the cruise.
I got to be impartial and everything. You are the one that brushed my... So are you still married?
No.
No!
Fell apart.
It's because of the dress.
The marriage.
It's because of the dress.
Oh, that makes it...
but see, now that doesn't matter now.
No, actually, the same dress builder built her husband, and as he was walking to the bathroom, his legs fell off.
No, I mean, the marriage didn't fall apart because of the dress. The groom's brother gave a 45-minute speech at the reception and kind of cleared the room. So that we were really upset.
I got diarrhea. Who wants to see it? And I'm gonna eat it.
We gotta move on. We're about 45 fucking minutes. He headlined the speech. He did a headliner set for this.
Don't you turn off the mic at a certain point?
Do y'all realize how long 45 minutes is on the stage just monologuing?
My dad started haggling from the audience, saying, "Sit down."
Oh my God!
He
got heckled and still didn't stop.
I like that guy.
No. Last question. Last question. Do you still have the dress?
Yes, I do.
Why?
Oh, can we do a trash the dress session? I'll do a trash the dress session with you for free. Absolutely. Just
I
send
think
me
it'd be better to get
I would love that.
a seamstress buddy of ours to make it what you wanted it to be to begin with.
I like to
Can we
destroy
just make it my wedding
$4,500
dress?
worth of
Yeah. Hey, can we make it and let Big Tim wear it?
Oh, it's a lot of material. I mean, I don't know if it's his style.
We can make it work. We can make it work.
We'll wrap it around his
We'll
legs.
just put we'll just staple tarps to it. It'll be fine.
Just,
we'll put a tarp in the middle.
We'll just
I think we can do it.
We'll just throw it on his head and say he joined ISIS.
All right, Tia. We'll give you a call. We're gonna take a break.
Golly.
Okay, guys, have a a great day.
All right, see ya.
Fucking drone strike.
How do you feel, buddy?
All right.
That's a lot
It's
of
a whirlwind.
That's a lot of misfortune.
Yeah, it is.
We gotta switch this around to Fun Friday or Wednesday when we get back.
Yeah, I'm not doing any conspiracies that are dark. We'll do Papa John's.
We'll do fun ones.
when we come back, we'll announce the winner. That's a Precision Door Cruise giveaway, 407-710 BDMs that goes straight to Big Tim. And if you do not want buyer's remorse, get one of those Tom and Dan silent packages because you'll use it every single day and you'll be happy.
You'll love it, yeah.
And a good gift for any nerd dad out there that wants an awesome garage door that they can work through the phone.
Yes, indeed. Let's take a break. New music from a band called Star Parks. The name of the song is Oh Boredom, Schmaltz City, USA. I'm going heavy electric this week, so enjoy this. It's like spacey, funky mini orchestra music. We'll be right back with more A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. 1-844-TOM, the letter N-D-A-N. That is Geo Wolf. Welcome back to the show. The name of the song is I See Red. There you go. You all right, buddy?
Yeah.
Why you slamming stuff? You angry?
No.
You mad, baby? You mad? Why you mad, baby?
No. I'm ready for Thanksgiving
One
weekend.
foot in the gravy?
Yes. Oh, yeah. And I will remind everybody on Black Friday, Reese from EMS Mobile Detailing, our mobile detailing sponsor, is doing a Black Friday special. So go on emsmobiledetailing.com.
I'm getting it.
On Black Friday, and you'll, it's on his website and what the special is.
As much as you like your Subi, you definitely should get it.
Dude,
the ceramic coating.
It's so nasty right now. I need it.
Oh, your car?
Yes. It's just dirty.
Yeah. Well, he'll get it looking right. He'll put that super duper, what do you call it? The
ceramic coating?
The mega ceramic coating on there. What line?
Line one.
Line one.
Line one. Here we go.
Hey, Brian.
Hello.
Hey, you won the Precision Door free Tom and Dan cruise.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Thank you, guys.
We
sugar gliders had to die for you to win.
We deliberated over and we realized that since you literally have nothing to show for it, and spent money that you didn't have in college,
you rented and irritated 2 sugar gliders for $600,
and it was the dumbest purchase of all of them.
At least sugar gliders are fucking stupid, man.
At least the other people, what they purchased seemed like, all right, other people buy this stuff. Anybody who buys a sugar glider is an idiot to begin with. And
I have a friend. I have a friend that bought one, and she's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, sugar glider exotic.
Yeah. So, Brian, just shoot me an email. We'll set it all up. But courtesy of Precision Door.
You got to take the girl who's going to brush my hair, though.
There you go.
Yeah, see ya.
So, congratulations, Brian.
Awesome, thank you guys. 14 years later, it paid off.
Wait, you spent $800 14 fucking years ago on them?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
With inflation,
yeah, so
shit.
think about
Jesus
inflation.
Christ.
Yeah.
All right,
fucking
man.
dipshit.
We'll talk to you soon.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Yeah,
All right,
no problem,
man.
dude.
See ya.
Shots?
It's let's do it.
Let's do it.
It's funny
giving prizes away live. It's impossible for the person to be that excited about it because
you'd have to get them ahead of time.
Also,
and be like,
I think he's at work.
Hey, look, you piece of shit. When we call you, you need to be like, what? Like I need you screaming. I need you crying.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna say who's rocking your songs off, and you're gonna say Tom and Dad.
Yeah. All right, let's do it.
All right, we got to toast.
Hey, you should take Tia though. You should take Tia. She's fun.
All right, there you go, Butler.
What is this?
Echo for Butler.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
I'll buy you a drink package. Take her.
Okay.
Ready?
I got my Pepsi.
Potatoes in the pot, veggies in the oven. Better part them thighs. I'ma get the stuffing. Gobble gobble, motherfuckers. Rock and roll, night and time.
Weird.
There it is.
Gobble, motherfuckers. Okay.
Cheers, Buzz.
All right.
Will somebody just take
Bill
that?
Bellamy is calling us right now if you want to pick
Oh,
up the
yeah,
phone.
yeah,
Okay.
That was not planned. One.
Was he supposed to call?
Is this Bill Bellamy?
The one and only.
Yeah, Bill, we didn't know you were calling, man, and we're stoked. We're smack dab in the middle of our Friday free show, and we could not be more happy that literally the most attractive man in comedy that does not age is calling our show. My God.
How you doing, Bill?
Benjamin Button.
It's true. Because Bill's been in here a couple times, and of course, Bill Bellamy is going to be at the Orlando Improv this weekend.
Yes, sir.
So,
you better scoop those tickets up.
So grab your tickets. Everybody needs an excuse to get away from their family after Thanksgiving, and I feel like it's a perfect
Doing the
excuse
standard.
to do it.
2 shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow,
we're
1
gonna
show
have
Sunday.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, man. Especially, after the holiday, people are full of turkey, full of stuffing. Got a little extra cranberry on your top of your back of your neck. You need to laugh a little bit to get that up off you.
You do, and I have a feeling that these, I like a good, and I've been using this word too much. I'm going to pull it back, but I'm going to use it right here. I like a good spicy comedy show, and I feel like the one that's after a holiday like this is going to be real good because people are looking to laugh and looking to party.
Oh, yeah. I got a little bit of spice for you. Right now I'm working on my Netflix special, so I have been writing and really, just toning in the jokes because the thing about it is, you got to practice it first. And I got an hour that right now I'm so proud of, and it took me like 3 years to get all the jokes in the right place and this, that, and the other. And I'm like killing folks. Like people are passing out.
Nice.
That's when you know you're ready. When the crowd they're clapping, they're standing up, they're laughing, they're talking to each other. So it's been a fantastic 2019. I just finished filming the Madam C.J. Walker project with Octavia Spencer. That'll be out in the spring of 2020. I will shoot my special this spring as well. So I want to thank you guys for supporting for so long and for, the Improv, at Orlando, which is one of my top 5 clubs, because people in Orlando come out to party. Like, if you're not going to Disney World, you got to go laugh.
No, that's absolutely true, man. And you, I think for whatever reason, you left a pretty sizable footprint rather, on this area because of so much time that you spent in the Central Florida area when you were doing like MTV stuff, that I feel like a lot of us that saw you when it was, going crazy. Now, eventually it moved away from this area and went to other parts of the nation, but I feel like we all saw that and kind of gravitated to it.
Yeah, it was a really good time, and then I spent a lot of time with Shaquille there when he first came to the Magic. So I was in Orlando a lot, even like just hanging out with Penny and Shaq.
That's crazy.
When you guys had Dennis Scott, we talking like the real vintage Orlando.
Yeah, 3D,
Magic when y'all had Donald Royal.
Oh, you're what, Bill? You're fucking gonna pull out Donald Royal? That motherfucker had.
Nobody knows Donald Royal.
I do.
Us.
He had the best, the best 1-2 step on anybody that we ever had play for the Magic. If you gave him 2 steps, he'd get in front of you, and he was little, but man, he could go. God,
he could go.
I'm so glad that you mentioned Donald Royal.
Magic.
And Donald Royal,
right?
and he was so nice. He was like the nicest guy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking like my love for Orlando goes all the way back. This is when, what's so funny? Because you remember when he had Little Penny, people used to think that was me.
Yeah.
I was like, no, that's Penny Hardaway. Come on, Bill, you know that's really you.
That's hilarious.
Bill,
but Chris Rock was doing the voice at the time.
Yep.
But I'm coming into my own on MTV, and Penny Hardaway at that time was very, very popular, brand new to the city. So we looked very
He was
similar.
the biggest deal in elementary school.
Thank God I wasn't 6'5", because I really would have been Penny Hardaway.
Yeah.
Bill, you bring up something that we've talked about before the last time you were in here, but we're talking about what would that be, like the 90s, late 90s, early
be late 90s,
late 90s. And pre-social media, and I feel you were hanging out with some of the biggest celebrities and sports stars. Back then, I feel like it was such a better time to be a celebrity before everybody had 4K digital cameras in their pockets that could film you at all times.
We had so much more fun because you had your privacy, you could be a little looser, and you could, say things you wanted to say, you could hang out with anybody you wanted to hang out with, and at the end of the day, they would just have to remember it. Now they got a 4K movie of you if you do something crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I like the 90s. I mean, a lot of us talk about it, that we had a moment, maybe 10 years of freedom to be young, to make a mistake, to be wild. You know what I mean? Just imagine if Dennis Rodman was on Twitter. He would probably have 80 million followers back then.
Yeah. Well, think about it, Bill. Think about it now. Like yesterday, we do a segment called Who's Porkin' on our radio show, and we were talking about everybody blowing up about Justin Timberlake now. And what's going on?
What happened with Justin?
Apparently, my partner Tom was talking about 4K everything. Now they got 4K beautiful pictures and video of him, possibly stepping
allegedly
out. Yeah, stepping out on
holding his co-star's hand.
Didn't have a ring on, little thigh rubbing going on, Bill.
Wow, get you a little like a pre-booty call situation.
A little bit.
And Bill,
which is by the way, you're the only person allowed to say the phrase booty call without being sued, right? That's you. Right. Yeah, that's you.
Now, Bill, I was talking about this situation, and I was like, how does a guy like Justin Timberlake? How is he not aware that
you got to be cognizant of it, man?
That he's being filmed at all times, 100% of the time. Not only by paparazzi, but just by fans that want to catch him doing something. Like,
listen,
how does that work?
He just got caught slipping. It's like I never get drunk. I never get too crazy. It's because you always you have, no matter how much security you have to be your own security. And by that, I mean, you got to watch what you say. You got to watch what you do. You got the guy behind 4 people filming you live. I mean, I was just in the club last weekend. There was a guy just filming me. I was just standing there. I turn around, this guy's on his Facebook Live telling his friends, I see Bill Bellamy right here in the club. I mean, I could have been picking my nose, scratching my butt. I mean...
Yeah. So you have to constantly be aware at all times when you're in public, because you're a famous figure, Bill Bellamy. And so how does that even work? And as far as when you're out in public, is it 100% of the time you are aware that you could be filmed?
It has to be 100%. You just got to assume. Just the best thing I could say to any celebrity is just assume you are being filmed, and then you will act accordingly. Because if you don't, and you get out there and you slipping, then now you got something that's questionable. Now you got to come out with a statement. Now you got to say, "Oh my God, I wasn't doing X or Y," And it's unfortunate, but I mean, the same thing happened to Robin Thicke. Somebody filmed him or took a weird picture.
Bill, with his, it was different, and me and Tom make fun of it. He afterwards was like, you know what? I can fix this. I'm going to write an album. I'm going to put her name on it, and I'm going to sing every song about her. And, it didn't work.
What shit about sugar gliders?
It didn't work.
No, you can't do the album. I think
it's got to be good.
No, it's got to be good.
It's got to be. If you're gonna do that, it better be super platinum.
Yeah. Well, hey man, we can't thank you enough for calling us. We didn't know you were calling, but man, we are so stoked to talk to you. 2 shows tonight. Not tonight. 2 shows Friday. 2 shows Saturday. 1 show Sunday. Sorry, I keep thinking.
I said that too because I was thinking it's Friday.
I keep thinking it's Friday, but this weekend you can go see Bill Bellamy, and man, you will not be disappointed.
It's going to be a great time, man, and thank you guys for always supporting. And make sure you keep your head on the swivel when you're in these clubs. Don't play a game.
Yeah. And hey,
well, I don't, Bill. No one cares about me.
and you said spring for the Netflix, right?
Yes, spring. I'm coming at you guys.
All right, man. Well, we can't wait. And hey, tell everybody we said, hey, thanks as always for being so cool, man. And we'll see you at the club.
All right, baby. Peace.
Let me ask you a question.
That was unexpected.
Yeah,
because Charette never responded to my last text about it.
No, it's cool. Hey, that's great. I mean, we were going to go in other directions here, but it's kind of hard for me to dial in all the faders and whatnot when I just did a shot and Bill Bellamy calls and it throws me on the swivel. I'm like, what?
From a payphone, apparently.
That's a weird
No, Tom's going to... Are you going to do your thing? Okay, here we go. Here he goes. So this is where he goes off.
How is it that we live in a world where I can open and close my garage door on my phone? Also, I can see if there's a motion in my backyard. I have a Ring cameras that I could watch HD footage of what's going on live if my pool floats by the motion.
Guess what I just did? I just watched my daughter in the playground at her daycare. She was doing some monkey bars. I got to watch that.
So we could do all of this. I could ask Alexa to play anything I want. It can control my fucking hot tub.
Well, our Google Home that's out there in the lobby, it read me the news this morning, and it told me everything that's going on the calendar today and which guests were stopping by the studio.
But we can't talk to Bill Bellamy without it sounding like he's setting off black cats in the background the entire time. What the fuck? Get it together, technology! Why?
He probably didn't call on a landline.
It doesn't matter.
Well, it does matter. There's physical
I talk on the phone all the time, and it doesn't sound like black cats are going off. Why? What the fuck?
He said himself he loves the 90s, so maybe he's going from like an old 90s.
Why?
No, here's the thing.
It only happened.
90s, it would have been on a landline. It would have been fine.
No, my old fucking early 2000s Nokia 5150. That motherfucker. It sounded like I was in your ear. I'd be in your head talking to you. It was so clear. There's that analog digital or whatever. The analog, cellular technology was always way better. But anyway, thanks to Bill rather for calling.
Weird thing I got to get off my chest.
Please.
I sold a garage door to the guy that designed the little penny doll.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, tiny little Asian guy.
Well, does he have any left? Because I want one.
He had like 4 or 5 of them in his garage. I don't know if maybe I could look it up and see if he give you one.
Yeah, hit him up. I want to buy one.
Because he designs toys on a very interesting little film.
We should have him.
Yeah, chatting with the masters. The origin of the little penny doll.
I don't think he makes stuff he bought a very nice garage door.
Oh, I bet. He got that little penny doll money.
He designed a shit out of it.
Are you still mad? You all right?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Also,
you're very mad.
The little penny, it seems like a very high thought that some marketing person came up with. That
because
on paper is
everything
stupid.
is crazy now.
Yeah. But on paper is stupid. But
it was ahead of its time.
Yeah, super popular marketing.
It's not too far off from bobbleheads, right?
But I think the fact that it was self-aware and alive and did stuff and was always at pool parties and looking for booty and stuff like that, was ahead of its time in like the wacky commercial. You know what's that commercial with the gum that makes your breath really cold? Yeah, and then the girl rides into the room on like the guy likes her and she rides in on like a fucking unicorn. And it's just a stupid commercial.
It's absurd.
It's very little penny, but way ahead of its time.
Yeah,
because every commercial. What were we talking about this morning about companies being absurd? You and I were talking about that. About like, I think they're just going absurd now.
Well, it's like the Sharknado movies. They're purposely bad, and it's you know, if you do it and it's right, and it can be
we were talking about how now it's this new thing. The something with the pouch that you hold some shit.
Cheddar Bay biscuit sweater from Red Lobster.
Red Lobster. They won't fucking send me one. Fuck you, Red Lobster.
No, but I put it in the same category as Little Penny of being like, that's never gonna work. And then they put it up now, and everybody's like, "Oh, they'll talk about it. It'll buzz a little bit."
They also only make like 200 of them. KFC did the same shit with like some like life-size Colonel tent or some shit. They do this purposely because it gets the narrative out. It's just like with Jeff Bezos and all that money he supposedly gave away to charity. No, he assigned stocks of Amazon from his charity to charities with certain requirements, but that's not how it gets told. It gets told as $98 million. Red Lobster probably made 1,000 of them fucking sweaters.
It's a certain. It's funny because you're actually like a rich guy's told me about this a long time ago. Like, and by rich I mean like just rich enough to do this, but not wealthy enough
rich
to like
enough to talk to you still, but not so rich you can't talk to.
We haven't broken into that like
ultra
wealthy. Like Tom and I know a lot of millionaires. Like each of us have dabbled with different ones, but we've never really reached that like almost scary rich. Like I could kill somebody and cover it up like perfectly.
Or I mean, if you ain't gotta be rich to have that done.
Well, I mean like properly.
But you mean kill them in their jail cell?
Yes,
fine.
Yeah, a little Epstein style.
But rich guys used to tell me they're like, I go to all these charity events and I bid on all these charity packages that they sell to try to raise money, like these fishing trips to like Bermuda and all like these all expense paid trips.
A trip to World Cup on a private jet.
All this stuff, and it's all a tax write-off. So my company will buy them, and then we'll write off what the expected value is of the actual package, which is usually heightened because it's all retail, like all the retail, the hotel, the retail
discounts at all.
Because it's all for charity. And he's like, and I needed to donate the money anyway because my company has to donate a certain amount. But now I can benefit off of. Now it sounds kind of shitty, but at least he's donating to the charity. But the guy's benefiting off of this shit.
The whole world's a fucking scam, so it's fine.
Pretty much.
And then with all these ridiculous, like ugly sweater, Cheddar Bay biscuit things, all corporations have figured out it's way cheaper if I can do something absurd and get every wacky morning show across the country to talk about it because it's free publicity than actually buying live reads on
the fucking press release has 150 words in it, and every story uses 80 of them words.
Yeah, Pornhub. Pornhub does this all the time. Like Pornhub will like, hey, I offered $2 million for the naming rights of the new Miami Arena or whatever,
which is going to sell for 25. So there's no way it's going to fucking happen.
Yeah, Andrea was at a gala. My wife was at a gala over the weekend, and she said, I met some of those guys at the gala on Sunday. They did a trip to Italy and a trip to the Super Bowl. Yeah, stuff like that, for sure.
Yeah, their company,
exactly what we're talking about.
I hope we can get to the way a level that our company can buy.
We're definitely more the sugar glider guys.
Yeah. But $1,000 signed soccer ball with none of the goddamn players are even on the Orlando City team anymore.
Okay, I'm probably wrong
I'm
on
gonna
this,
kick
but
that out to the street.
I don't think you ever said how much you spent. I always thought you said you spent too much on a soccer ball.
No, I said 1,000. I matched the
I MAGA. You said I MAGA.
No, the damn BDM. Anyway,
I heard it. You want to take a break and then come back and do conspiracy theory news, or kick everything around because we didn't know that Bill was calling. That was cool.
I want to talk about the documentary I watched too. I watched two different documentaries, which I believe contained two guys on the spectrum that were really good at one particular thing. I want to talk to you.
Wait, is that us?
No.
Speaking of the spectrum, Tom took an autism test before we started.
Yeah,
and
we
I threw
had
it up
to.
in the chat, and a couple people in the chat room on Twitch also took the test.
Oh, you've been getting so all of our don't let all of our listeners take it. We need somebody to listen to the show.
So yeah, we'll take a break.
Never mind.
Because then I don't know, they'll decide they don't want to listen, or maybe they're offended we called them autistic or something like that. I don't know. Just don't mess mess with the homeostasis.
Let's just go to break. Let's just go to break.
Let's do that. The name of this band is Colonial House. They're new, but they're blowing up the old Sirius XM. They're huge on Alt Nation right now. We'll be right back with more A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. You want freestyle, buddy? You can freestyle Japanese if you want to. You can just make things up. You can be like, "Oh, seka hontai, papa patushi toka boy hinterinte."
I don't know if you can do that.
That sounded legitimate.
Why would you want to hear that? It was stupid.
Well, you just listened to a full song. You didn't know what the guy was saying.
It was the song, not me.
Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
Tom.
No, that is not K-pop. That is J-pop, EJ. And, yeah, we're on Twitch right now, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live. What do you want to do now, buddy?
I'll tell you guys a quick story. So I've gotten probably 5 calls, and they're the same exact thing. And it's only been this, and I'll explain. So when we launched our BDM membership program back in 2012,
well, now it's like a membership program. Back in the day, we, you know, the full transparency of it, we always knew we wanted to do a membership, like a deal, like a subscription deal.
Yeah.
But we didn't know when we were going to pull the trigger on it. And so we said, well, let's just build it in the background. We'll have the website and everything good to go, and we'll build it in the background. And then if something happens or whenever we see fit, whenever we're comfortable, we'll have it ready. So there'll be a whole other website behind the one we have, so we can just pull a switch and bam, we're good to go, and it's out there. So we built the infrastructure for a BDM subscription program behind the scenes, but we did nothing with it. And how long did we let it sit for?
It was probably 6 months before we launched it. At least. When they basically said, don't come back, and then we're going to reuse the launch.
Oh, guess what? That was yesterday for me.
Was it yesterday? Yeah. So that must have been like
7-year anniversary.
7 years ago.
Yeah.
Anyway, so when we initially built it, because obviously, you know, when you get charged every month, there has to be like a business phone number attached to the business for Stripe, which is the company we use that stores all the credit cards securely and stuff. Like, you know, it's a third party. We don't.
Oh yeah, a lot of people don't know. Maybe this would help subscribers. We can't touch any of your info.
Yeah. It's a third party company that's professional. I was like, hold on, what's your credit card number?
Yeah, you're doing your own merchant process.
I'm going to put in the file.
If you had a nickel for the amount of times that people send me photographs of their credit cards and tell me to update their account, and I have to go, okay, I deleted that, and I had to go back in and delete it like from the archives. Don't do that. You do this. I can't touch any of that shit.
Tony Palmieri's got my debit card. It's
I know, but like
I send photos of my credit card.
I could potentially have hundreds, but anyway, we don't touch any of that stuff. We use a third-party vendor.
So anyway,
my
$8. I use my cell phone number because at that time we're small business. I was like, well, it was technically the business line.
We also didn't have a brick and mortar area to direct people.
So probably shouldn't tell. But BDMs are cool. It's fine. So when
they're not.
When
that's an Easter egg.
When you go, you know, you could find it on your bank statement or whatever. And so normally when an angry mom is looking through her bank statement trying to figure out like what these charges are, they end up calling me. And I'm not even joking. It's only been moms of BDMs, and these are not teens, by the way.
No.
These are grown men in their 20s.
What did we determine yesterday? 25 and up?
I don't know, but it's not like it's some kid.
It's 25 and up.
So I get calls like probably one time a year, and it's never been anything else.
I'm just living with my mom right now. Kind of save up enough to get my lawn trailer back.
So
it's a lot of that. It's a lot of that.
I was driving.
Hard, man. Capitalism sucks.
It does.
I was driving to go grift a trailer from a BDM. I'll give a shout. Thank you, Calvin. I appreciate appreciate your trailer for a week. I traded him a hat. A perfectly fair trade.
Who are you? Hobbs? You're Hobbs, ladies and gentlemen.
And on the way up to Mount Dora, I get a call.
You gave him a fucking hat?
Yeah, a straw hat. I think a $30 retail.
Okay, how many of these do we have left? Because apparently you're using them as currency now. Has the race war started?
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I was going to be like, hey, man, I get a couple of them straw hats. I can
Are you using them as currency now?
I mean, I'm about to.
Yeah, it's good. It's good as gold.
Yeah. Why do we buy these? To protect people's shoulders or to fucking buy other shit?
So I get a call, and then she's like, hello? And then I'm like, hello? And she's like, what is this? And I knew, because it's always the same. It's a confused older
and
mom.
And this is like, what, your 6th or 7th mama?
Yeah, I think 6. And I think it's 1 per year ever since we started this.
Yeah.
Nothing else, by the way. No one's ever called me, and it's only angry moms. And then so I'm like, hello? And she's like, what is it? And she's like, I think I have the wrong number. She hung up the first time because she thought she was calling a business, right? And then she calls me back.
And you're like, it's fine. Back to Bill Simmons' podcast. Driving.
So I answer again, and she's like, hello? And then I'm like, yes. And then she's like, is this Tom and Dan? You know, she's reading it off her Wachovia website. She's like, it's tomanddan.com. I'm like, yes, this is. And she's like, I don't know what this is. I've been getting charged $295 a month for months. And she's like, I don't. And then I'm like, do you have a son? Because and she's like, yes, I do. And
how dare you talk about my son?
Do you have a son living in your garage?
Yeah.
All right.
Is he waiting for his lawn trailer? Save up enough money to get his lawn trailer back?
I could tell.
Did he buy a snake?
I could tell by your age mixed with the fact that it's a BDM membership that it's your son and he's had a bad go at things. And he borrowed your credit card to sign up for a BDM membership because he couldn't use his own because he doesn't have a credit card anymore.
Scumbaggery.
So now that we've come to the end of this cruise competition for Precision, our new competition is going to be have your grandma or mom that you stole her credit card call into the show and we'll give you free BDM membership.
So I'm like, okay, I offered her. She's like, well, we changed our credit card. And then she started accusing me. It's like, is this some sort of scam where you sign up for free?
She started giving him the fucking business.
I'm like, no, you have to pay right away. Then you get billed and forget about it. Not totally a scam.
Yeah.
So and then she's like, well, I changed my credit card. I'm like, why are you even calling me then? Like,
she told him. She's like, well, it doesn't matter. I've changed my credit card
I offered
anyway.
her. I was like, listen, I was like, do you want to, I'll give you a full refund. Just give me the email address and then I'll refund. She's like, no. I think she expected me to be like, you paid for it. It's fine. Like, be a dickhead.
Fine. My email address is knittingbyKaren@gmail.com.
So, this is a word of the wise now. The next time this happens, when your mom asks, what's Tom and Dan? I'm going to be like, gay porno site.
Wait, dude, you didn't tell me you were going rogue on folks.
Hardcore gay porn site.
Just bareback bug chasers, baby.
I mean,
can we change it to my number? Because I want to go more aggressive. I want to be like, I fuck your son for money.
I'm going to tell.
I'm his private dancer. Hold on.
So,
private dancer for money. Do what you want me to do.
Next BDM that steals her mom's credit card and signs up to become a BDM.
Private dancer. Operation Private Dancer.
Then when she gets pissed off and calls me, gay porno site.
100% of the time. I approve.
So that happened. And also, I watched on Disney Plus.
I thought you were going to die there. I watched
gay porno.
You know what? Put the sugar gliders on his eyes, push his body into the river, shoot the arrow, flame.
Yeah. On Disney Plus, they got that documentary.
You're starting to sound like an old man. On that Disney Plus, they got that their free solo.
And so me and my wife watched it.
What'd you think?
It was crazy. Like what this guy did is fucking insane. Like when you see, you're like, holy shit. By the way, it should have been called Autistic Guy Climbs a Rock because the guy is definitely on the spectrum, and they even tested his brain, and apparently when they did like the full brain MRI, like his amygdala, I guess is what they call amygdala or whatever, the part of your brain that like handles any emotion.
Seen Caligula. Yes.
It like the guy has no ability to feel fear or any really emotion whatsoever. So it gives him like a super superpower when it comes to climbing because he never feels afraid. He's like fucking 2,000 feet holding on by his fingers.
There are theories about what you're talking about, whatever this disorder or whatever he has, that the way he's wired, let's say, because that's more respectful to say. There are theories that back in the day, and maybe even now, I wouldn't know, I'm not in the government, that they have tried to figure out how to access that in order to make soldiers...
A super soldier?
Right, because if they can access that, and the theory is sound because they accomplish more without fear. You know, like
fear or feelings or remorse
because a lot of what doesn't get them to the point of like being that quote super soldier is just themselves.
Self-preservation.
Yeah, it's just that.
On the same token, like, what does he get out of it? Is he getting satisfaction? Is he feel satisfaction? Or is he just doesn't care?
He's addicted to it, right?
Yeah. I think it's just he does feel like he has this mission. No, he is so focused on on this task that
What, you want to climb this rock with Brad Pitt?
I feel like a lot of guys who do things that no one else has ever done before or whatever, like this kind of thing where you're like, how does that happen? And then you see it and you're like, oh, it's because of that. Like, he's not a normal human being like the rest of us. Is like, this guy is so focused and without fear or other emotion that gets in other people's way or whatever.
What was your feeling at the end? Did you get a feeling that like he will
he just climbed it. He's like, I did it.
Well, I mean like I mean like this. No, like I mean like this. This is my question. Like, do you get the feeling that he will, because Andy, we've talked to Andy about these type of guys that are like wired this way.
Yeah.
Did you get the feeling that he will live an old age?
No, he'll eventually slip and die.
Yeah.
That's no, he knows that too.
There's the answer.
Well, it's like, and he talks about how a lot
they make peace with it, right?
Yeah. Well, he's like, what? I mean, I'm doing this. He's like, I don't care. He also is like, well, I'm gonna eventually die anyway. So if it's
you might as well fucking go out. I mean, if that's what you want to, you're gonna go out at the top of your fucking game. Why not?
Well, but his thing is like, who cares? We're all gonna die. So if I die now and you all die 40 years later, we're all in the same place
for
anyway.
Sure gonna die. There's a
yeah.
chance he won't die doing the rock stuff.
Yeah.
Why not just try the rock stuff?
Also, and in the same kind of vein, but not so noticeable, there's this other documentary on Netflix. What the hell was it called?
Blackjack
documentary. It was called The Inside Edge, and it was about this dude that...
Is that the one that Kostya was telling you about, or no?
It may have been. I watched it as well, and then this dude just basically, I mean, he's like a math genius and good-looking guy, which he was basically traveling him, like he puts on costumes and stuff, I'll explain. So he basically read a bunch of books and has realized how to get the edge on blackjack.
Yeah.
Counting cards, and there's a bunch of different methods. So he memorized them all, and through practice, he just...
Only blackjack?
Only blackjack.
Okay.
And so he actually can, most of the time, like 60% plus, can beat the house on blackjack, counting the cards and through his techniques, and inevitably every single casino catches him, then bans him and trespasses him from the casino. But he made a lot of money doing this in Vegas, and basically got banned from every casino in Vegas, and then got in an RV and then did a tour around the United States, hitting every casino in every single state
he could find,
and then every single one he'd go in there, win like a couple grand, and then get banned.
Was he keeping a tally of what he won?
Yeah. He won. He was like $750K or something like that.
Oh my God!
Actually, I think he ended up winning a little over $500,000 on his trip around the United States or whatever. And then like he would get banned because now everybody's got facial recognition. So he'd put on different disguises and shave his beard, then like do a mustache and do like dresses.
That's fantastic.
He'd do redneck businessman.
What is that? There's a movie about counting cards. It's like a college.
Oh, the
one MIT.
The one they made them all white when they were all Asian to start with.
What it was?
Yeah, it was the MIT. They all do the same technique, and also they had one of the MIT guys on there, and they were saying this guy is rare because he does it by himself. Usually, when you go in there to scam a casino, you have a team, and then you have a bunch of people that are their job is to do one particular card counting method, and they all give each other.
So it's almost like hive mind.
Yeah. I watched that movie the day before going to Vegas, and I convinced convinced myself that I was gonna be able to read cards.
Well, it's not that hard actually. Like because counting cards isn't that hard. Now to do it really, really good,
Jimmy can do it.
But
I know
the
people
problem is
that can keep track.
After 12,
that's a better way of saying
after
it.
12 Coronas,
these guys don't get shit-faced drunk here. Also, the funny thing is this goes with all gambling. If you're ever too good at gambling, they will stop you. In sports gambling, the same way. You can only achieve your biggest achievement will be when the whatever sports book stops letting you gamble because they're like, oh, too good at it, no more.
Well,
that's it. There's no recourse.
Is there a ratio? Like, is there a level to hit that's like, okay, you got to be like 51 here, and then you can eke up to like 67% win percentage, but then you got to back it back down. Is there a way to play it so you can't get detected?
No, because the way you bet is the casino knows that you're betting in the way they're counting cards.
You can lose on purpose.
You can, but the problem is if you're going to walk away with winning, they're going to say like, oh, the way this guy is betting. And now everything's so, the technology is so high that the casino can track the amount of chips you're betting. And these guys were putting chips in their fucking knees and shit too because they realized that they put their, they'd hide a chip in like the pocket of their jeans or whatever, but in their knee. And they put it up to the table and it'd throw off the sensor to the amount of that they were betting. Because it would show that they'd bet that chip too, because it'd read it on the underneath the table too.
Oh no!
And so like these guys would continually figure out different edges they have over the casino, but it's a losing battle at the end because you're constantly just being kicked out and being facial recognition, and like the casinos just they do not want you to ever be a good player. Like they're in business to take your money. They both were good though. But it did tell me, okay, what do you guys think about this? So, and then we'll talk about conspiracy
theories.
Have
you ever seen how Sam just roasts you on Twitch?
He don't
just literally roasts you on Twitch.
That's fine.
It's great.
So this got me thinking after the Free Solo documentary. I'm like, this motherfucker is perfect for climbing mountains.
Yeah, made for it.
His brain is made for it. He's conditioned his body so his fingers are callous, his toes. Like he's got the perfect body style. Like this guy, he was born for climbing. And how many people out there find themselves in a position that is perfect for the way their mind and body is? I think it's very rare, right?
Oh, like probably almost one of the rarest things on earth. I bet.
Like, is it just by happenstance? Because this guy could have ended up, anything like in a different position or whatever. Like, and he wouldn't have been the best rock climber in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's tons of athletes that end up in a position like, oh shit, this guy is the best running back. Everything about him.
Michael Jordan. I mean,
I was literally about to say Michael Jordan.
I mean, you look at him. I was watching
Tom Brady.
I was watching highlights.
Michael Phelps.
Yeah, Michael Phelps. Yeah. I was watching highlights of Michael Jordan last night. Like, I think there's one circulating now because they were talking about how much trash he used to talk, and then he did that infamous one where it's it could have been Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yeah.
Is on the line and he closes his eyes and says, "This one's for you." And he just closes his eyes and makes the free throw, because he just liked to get in their heads and talk like cash shit.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably would have been best there, right? I think we can all agree.
He found his perfect calling, which is basketball.
Look at a guy like Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's a freak. And the cool thing about Cristiano is that you can go on YouTube and you find they've done experiments with him. They'll create
the sports
like
science ones are crazy,
and it's insane that the kind of shit that he can do. Like they would take corner kicks.
Oh, we watched this together.
Turn the lights off.
Turn the lights off and shit, and the guy can react and still like do like a bicycle kick. In complete darkness and score a goal.
Because he saw where the trajectory of the ball was going to go.
Like half a second, he saw where that ball was going.
So, how many of regular people like us are in a job or position in life that our brains and our bodies are perfectly suited for? I feel like that's a rare thing to, this job, I guess, although maybe we're doing this and we could be better and the best at something else. You know what I'm saying?
Probably be better selling sugar gliders in Daytona Beach at the flea market. I don't know what I would be like. I mean, I guess this. I don't know.
But you could, because here's the thing. You say that because this is what you're doing, but there could be something else that you could have, life path.
What I think I'd be really good at, and we already mentioned it, Kirby. I could sell a Kirby vacuum. I think putting me in your home and then having me charm you a little bit and then sell you something. Yeah. I've always I've relied on being charming to even just get girls.
Your dad was a sales guy.
He was a charming sales guy. Yeah. It's a superpower.
Maybe I should have been the computer guy in this company. Have more sponsors.
No. You're a lot like my dad. You're very much like my dad. You like the conversation, you like the hunt of the sale, you like the, the details of organizing it. And then when you get it done, it's almost like a little bit like gambling. You check that off, you're like, yes, I did it. And you get a little bit of don't you get a little bit of a rush?
Also, racist alcoholic.
You are racist. Yeah. Oh, wow, you also slap my mom's titties around, which is really weird because you're not my dad. You're just my business partner.
I'd love to be one of them red balls they put in front of Target so you can't drive a truck into.
Well, you're
Wait a minute.
Well, you're not that.
I haven't been able to monetize it.
Well, if we got some red paint, I think we can make your dreams come true.
I know where there's a Target. There's some red paint.
Look for some red overalls on Amazon.
We're 15 minutes from your dream, baby.
Yeah. Fucking 6 months from now, time to be like, Hey, Big Tim, Big Tim. I got an idea for you. Will you paint yourself red and go sit in for a Target?
I mean,
I know you want to do it.
You should have seen my original idea to give away the cruise.
Oh God!
Do you want to say it?
No.
I want to hear what the original.
Let's just say we would have had to axe you out of a water tank like a magician who's drowning.
Why the fuck would we put me in a water tank?
We're gonna need Jaws of Life to get you.
He's drowning in there. Axe him out.
There was too much liability.
Yeah.
Were y'all gonna put me in a dunk tank?
It
was complicated.
I could do a dunk tank maybe, but
could you?
Yeah.
We had a long talk about it.
I could survive in a dunk tank. I'd float.
Would it be a dunk tank or would it just be like a tank with you sitting on top of it?
Well, if it's just a fucking a culvert for water for cows where the sides are slippery with moss and there's no help, I'll definitely drown. But I mean,
that metal plank that fall, we were like, woo.
Well, there is some physical limitations to my size. Yeah.
Do you want to finish with some voicemails?
Yeah, we're gonna voicemail. I know Tim.
We don't have to be depressing.
No,
the world, everything's bad.
No, your choice. Your choice.
Yeah. Let's do some voicemail. Fuck it.
Right, we'll make them easy. This one will make you laugh a lot, Tom.
2 things. Dan's Arabian Night pants. And what's it?
My pants, remember? When they went to pull me on the horse at Arabian Nights and they split my pants and it was fake. I knew I thought you would like that one.
That was my first time being fooled by a fake video on the internet. I was a Monsters fan. I was like, and then you guys were talking about this before I was even an intern. And then I went online, but back in barely was a website. It was just some fucking shit.
Like a flip cam or something.
One logo on there before
56K modem.
And then I saw the tiny video because back then when you played a video, you couldn't
like
enlarge
a postage stamp.
Tiny video, and I'm like, his pants split. I thought it was the funniest thing. Showed my wife.
Here, try this one.
So disappointed when you told me.
Here's something that I thought was a weird phenomenon. When you put out your call for remember the story you told about hurting Tommy with the poles from the tent and everything. Since you've told that story, it seems like everybody's coming out of the woodwork to tell a story about when they hurt their child.
Oh, okay.
A lot. Right. Here's one of those.
Hey, Tom and Dan, listening to the BDM show for this week. You were talking about times that, you as a dad have hurt your children. And I one time sent my son to the hospital because he found my piss bottle when he was 3 and drank half of it.
What?
Never had a piss bottle after that, as you can probably guess. Yeah.
Wait,
Love the show.
At the house in his car? What the fuck?
Piss bottle.
yeah.
Are you a long haul trucker and the kid's in the truck? That makes sense. But if you're just at your house, what the fuck?
Who raise your hand in here if you have ever had a piss bottle?
Like, I mean, I peed in a bottle.
I'm a big fucking redneck.
I've
never had one.
I peed in a bottle before.
I don't have I'll just pee on the road.
I don't have a
I used to piss out the
designated
window at the house.
Yeah,
a designated pee bottle, but I have peed in a cup.
How recent?
It's been a while. Remember when I shot Alex's wedding in Miami? And
you pissed in a bottle at Alex's wedding?
No, my clutch had gone out. Remember that? And I had to drive, and I had to drive back to Orlando without a clutch, basically, so I couldn't stop.
Yeah.
And I had to pee a couple times in a bottle.
Yeah.
Guys are so lucky.
Throw it out the window.
You're right. My buddy the Wizard one time, he's like, I gotta piss, and there was no bottle. So, but there was a trash bag in my old S15 GMC truck, and he opened the trash bag wide. He just pissed in it in my in the passenger seat. By the way, this is something that would never ever happen to Daniel's car.
No.
Even if you were having a medical emergency.
You and I had that.
I know. I had to stop at YMCA to run inside.
You ran in there and you're like, I know I'm not a member, and you ran right into like the boys' room or something like that.
you guys know, like when I drink beer, I have to pee like every.
Yeah, me and Tony are the same way. Yeah.
So imagine being on tour with me in a van. For weeks at a time.
You have to pee in a bottle.
Oh God, yeah, that was.
So
they should make like a little potty.
Now, if my sons drank my pee pee out of my pee pee bottle, but
what?
I don't think I would take him to the hospital. Like,
well, I mean,
it's
he'd
not
be
gonna.
fine.
Yeah, you could drink pee pee.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Dude, you know how many times
I pissed? Maybe you should go to the hospital.
Depends on how much drugs are in your.
That's true.
No. I mean,
if I take, let's say I take 200 milligrams of marijuana, and I pee in a bottle, and then my daughter drinks it, does she get like high from that?
I don't know.
I don't think it transfers like that, friend.
Yeah. Because I think it's
That's too bad.
It's attaching to your fat
metabolized.
molecules.
Juan's right if it's been marinating for a while, but also why the fuck would it be marinating?
Well, he had a pee bottle.
Maybe you're
which
making
means
a marinade.
It was in his truck, just sitting there for your son to drink. That's worse than me, sir. You should.
I also would say your son's pretty stupid.
I won't lie. My back's been hurting pretty bad. And the other night I was sitting.
Why,
in the
you
chair.
want to drink my pee-pee?
Nah, I thought about just pissing in a 2-liter bottle I had empty. I was like, I don't know if I can.
Oh, 2 liters. That's hard. You gotta have a skinny pee-pee to get down that hole.
It'd be fine.
What do you just put the head? You put the head on the top, almost like you're refilling a jumbo jet in the sky.
Air
touch it. Yeah, it just has to touch.
Just fucking put the tip in there. Be fine.
But you got to leave a little bit of an air seal, right? Or it's going to end up the pressure of you peeing into it's going to suck your penis into the bottle.
See, that's one thing that like
but it's better than fucking crawling to the bathroom crying.
Yeah, like uncircumcised people can like kind of put the hood up and use that
hood
as
over.
I just got up
and use that to kind of.
I just said and stood up. That's fine.
Yeah, you can put the hood over it. Looks like Cobra Commander, like eating out of a trough.
Like you're filling a water balloon.
Yeah,
like a reverse filling a water balloon.
Like a reverse water balloon. Yeah. Here's one more.
Sean from Castleberry here. Guys, I would like to know, Sam and Butler too, have you ever shat outside?
No.
And if you have, did you sit or stand or squat? And
how the fuck you
if you wiped your butt, what'd you wipe your butt with? And did you sit or stand? I'll hang up and listen.
My favorite part of this, I have to play it again, is when his phone vibrates and it scares him. Here.
It scared me too, though. So.
I'm going to play it again because it's so good.
Guys, I would like to know, Sam and Butler too, have you ever shat outside? Ooh.
Well, we know Butler has. He's
He's out back shitting in the woods right now.
I mean, he pooped in some cobblestone alley in London.
What? Recently?
Yeah,
on a Jack the Ripper tour?
He ripped one out in the open.
He's a mayor of fucking San Francisco.
Also, anybody that's been camping with like outdoors with no
I've never
bathroom.
shit outside.
No, really?
No.
You were missing out.
Am I?
Yeah.
More comes out. More comes out.
It's also an experience that ties you back to your ancient relatives because they had to do this. You know, it's how
more comes out.
It's how you were intended to poop.
It really is.
Kind of. I mean, me shitting behind the locked bathroom at the Econ Trail Park.
Oh
I was riding. I was
There's a
at middle
target
school.
ball behind.
No, there wasn't then. I was
And then to
riding-
have Jeff Goldblum show up. Weird.
I was
Jurassic
riding my
Park.
three-wheel bike through the park.
The cell phone's in there. I could dig through it. I can hear it.
Do you know what I experienced on Saturday?
Show me the chaos water droplet bloom. It doesn't go the same way twice. That explains it. How'd you get that Disney gig? Bloom gold.
You're gonna call him Bloom Gold.
You are. Anyway. Oh my God! On
That
Saturday,
show's stupid, by the way.
on Saturday, I experienced an outhouse in St. Cloud.
Oh, I thought you were going to say an out-of-body experience. You said I experienced an outhouse.
The most horrifying shit
now,
in the world.
Was it the wooden
it's
hole?
like there's no. It's just,
nothing.
It's just a tube that goes.
I'm not gonna tell you how to live your life, Tony. But a person of your color shouldn't be shitting in an outhouse in St. Cloud.
That's
dangerous.
Certain places you should stay away from.
That sounds like you got kidnapped. That's where they hold you out there.
That sounds like a holding shack.
Stay away from outhouses in St. Cloud. All right, let's get out of here.
Yeah, I think
Can we give him one conspiracy? Just one?
Yeah.
Let's throw one
All
at
right,
us.
so
Come
just
on.
one. So y'all aware that there's a coup with air quotes happening in Bolivia, right?
Yes.
All right. So what do you know anything about? Tom just made me give me the fucking deer in headlight
I
looks.
don't. The only thing I know about Bolivia is they all speak English. Oh, well, hold on.
What? No, that's Belize.
Oh,
friend.
okay. Know nothing about it.
So
And back
carry
to
on.
you, Tim.
So basically, fuck the Congress thing, America. Fuck you, one. Basically, like 25 places in the world have fucking went to shit, and they're overthrowing governments and all kinds of crazy shit. Iran's having protests, but Bolivia's one. They had an election. Now the fella, he did run for a third or fourth time. He wasn't supposed to and all, but the election results. So the opposition party, the people that came in second, didn't agree to the certifying the results, right? So basically, they said no, we're not gonna take that. Now they were backed by the Organization of American States, which is probably just the CIA, and the person they kicked out, who was this indigenous fella and all, got replaced by this woman who's now the interim president and all. And she showed up, she got sworn on a giant Bible, and she said that she's going to bring the country back to their Christian roots and all. And she's loosely affiliated with a bunch of people who are loosely affiliated with CIA and all. So we probably overthrew the Bolivian government because of lithium mines and stuff like that might have been nationalized and everything.
So now,
but there's a lot of kickback on her, right? That's what I was hearing.
Yeah, there's a lot of kickback all the way
Because
around.
I was listening to like NPR or something, and they were talking about it, and they're talking about how odd she is. Like they're almost in a almost like a not even being human type state. At least what I was listening to, they're talking about how she acts very odd and weird, almost like a plant or a robot or something. Yeah.
By the way, other countries, if you ever look out your window and you just see a random tank drive by down the street, don't even bother to vote. It's not going to count. They've already decided.
Yeah, stay at home.
Stay home. It doesn't
Disney
matter.
Plus, Lady of the Tramp, Lady of the Tramp, Disney Plus.
What's crazy about this is the vote's not the part that's. They basically just said, no, we don't like those results because there's a discrepancy between the informal polling and the official results things. It's a whole fucking mess. Everything is terrible.
But he got caught cheating. There's even like phone and he actually resigned.
Yeah, but he got kind of forced out and all in the cheating stuff. Where'd you hear he was cheating from though?
I've watched the news.
But you got to see how everything's filtered one way.
Apparently,
like
the voting, what was it called? The election, whatever, went down, and when it came back up, like the numbers were all fucked up.
No, but they're not really fucked up, and they're fucked. The people they're saying they're fucked up is that Organization of American States that might be the CI fucking A. That's the thing. So basically, that there's two. Every time you see an election happen, and you're kind of right, but it's the way that they spin this narrative that makes us seem like it's fine. She showed up and said, we're going to make this a Christian country again. It's like, you might as well be a fucking conquistador.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing, that the fact that Evo, like that's the name of the he
fella,
was like fucking best buddies with Hugo Chavez and all this other shit. So that guy can go fuck himself.
And Hugo Chavez sucks, and all that shit sucks. But at the same time, the CIA gave Hugo Chavez cancer, so with a fucking cancer gun because we have one. But that's just me being absolute batshit.
How can we buy a cancer gun?
Well, I have one. I just don't have any bullets for it.
Oh, God
you know how hard it is to get cancer? I've been trying for 43 years. Every 3 months I come into you, I tell you I got cancer, and I don't. It's very rare.
So the exit polls, the informal exit polls are not matching up to the official election results. So like when you see stuff on TV here, when they say elections or whatever, those aren't the official results because they haven't been certified yet.
Right.
Those are informal ones from like,
it's just
so
polling results.
You're talking about a 10% thing and all, and the people that are saying, and where, what is his name, how do you say his name again, fellow? The fellow that...
Tony Ridge.
No, I know Tony's fucking name.
Evo?
Evo, yeah. So... Because I can't ever pronounce these fucking people's names. Get the fucking white Anglo-Saxon names, you pieces of shit. All you fucking
There it is.
my back racist. my back hurts really bad, so fuck. All of you need to be named Bob.
When my back hurts, I get racist. Ooh, fucking taco makers.
But the whole... I didn't say taco makers. Dan did in the robot voice. The point is, though, the election results with that, his side was like, cool, we'll be fine with it. But then the other side, they're the one that homegirl, how do you say her name? Do you know?
Her name, I don't know. Yeah.
I can't pronounce her name right, but basically, there's a lot of dubious shit to it. And if you were gonna accept results or do it again, it'd be different. But it's a whole bunch of like, oh well, we'll be fine with the results, but then when the results come back, there's discrepancies now. But the main people saying there are discrepancies are shadowy fucking organization states with a bunch of people from the School of the Americas, which is that place where we train them to fucking...
So they're muddying it in order to control
Everything's
it?
fucking muddy as shit. Basically,
Right.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Oh, and don't... that Evo fella is probably a little bit of a piece of shit on a lot of reasons. Honestly, you cannot be in power over anyone and not be a piece of shit. Like, Mr. Rogers didn't run for president. You know what I mean? Like, he just...
There are...
It's because he was a sniper and not eligible.
There are a lot of countries in which, when they announce they're going to have an election, I imagine someone putting up air quotes before they say it.
But you can do the same shit.
We're having an election.
But you can do the same shit to ours when it really comes down to it. I mean, everything is... the perception is reality most of the time. Like, that Pete Buttigieg guy that's running for president as Democrat, he might be a fucking CIA agent.
Mm-hmm.
He worked for the Kinsey Group. He worked for people that's basically the fucking CIA, and he also won the mayor of South Bend by 8,000 votes.
I don't know if you guys saw the latest tweet from our own president. He has photoshopped his face on Rocky Balboa's body.
He didn't Photoshop shit. He just retweeted it. Somebody else did. There's no way.
Yes. Who did that?
Tim.
Shampoo?
He tweeted it
There's
out.
no fucking way he learned Photoshop to do it. There's no fucking way.
Tim.
I found this old picture of myself. I think I would share. Feeling cute.
I'm so sorry, Mr. President. We didn't know you were here. Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, Brown Trump.
I was just feeling cute. Might delete later.
That is actually really
It's a great Trump, man. It's a fucking great Trump.
Tim, do you ever get tired of looking into all this and just be like, who cares?
I'm filled with impotent rage to all of this. Everything's terrible.
But you wouldn't be filled with rage if you never looked at it. You'd just be like, whatever.
But I can't help it.
Well, on a positive note, how are your Aldi recipes coming?
What?
Like you've been doing
Aldi.
Oh, Aldi.
You said Aldi.
I always say Aldi.
The fuck you talking
Is it Aldi? Aldi? I always say Aldi. I don't say Aldi. I say Aldi.
It's Aldi.
Aldi. Okay. Aldi. How are your Aldi recipes?
I'm loving Aldi. I made some pork carnitas the other night. It was good. But they also had these skillet things.
You did like a Guido.
Oh, I've done a bunch of stuff.
He did like sliced lamb with ramen noodles.
Oh, you talking about where I took the? They had this bag meat of gyro meat.
It's a big bag of gyro meat.
Yes, I put it in with the ramen stuff they got, and I made it, and it was very good.
No,
I made they have ramen broth. Well, they did. It was a seasonal thing, so I made fancy. But before that, I was just getting fucked up and adding gyro meat to ramen noodles, which is ramen noodles water.
I feel like that may be the last thing I'd ever buy at Aldi.
What, a big bag of gyro meat?
Excuse me, madam, where do you keep your big bag of gyro meat?
Well, they got a gyro kit that they sell all the time. It's great. And I pour the...
this won't give me diarrhea.
I always have diarrhea, friend. I pour the...
What?
Oh, we know.
I pour the Terry Ho Yum Yum sauce on there.
Yeah, I mean, we don't expect to go in there and see the deuce of Lance Armstrong. You know?
Oh no, man.
Wow, this is a lot of healthy fiber in here.
I basically shit like a goose.
Right, it's just lettuce in here.
I just fucking aim and it goes out. It's fine.
Oh, white. Oh, there's your cancer bullets. Right in there.
You ever seen a dog turd that's been in the sun for 3 weeks?
Oh, I have. Looks like your penis.
Occasionally them come out.
All right.
What have we done?
We've done a lot of bad.
Happy Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah. Enjoy your Thanksgiving break. Hope you guys have a good holiday.
Yep.
I feel like Thanksgiving is one of those holidays that no one, like, you're excited about it because you got off of work, but all like for the most part, it's like there's probably some family members that you're like, oh.
There's science behind it. They say, and this is from like USA Today, 4 hours in, you give it 4 hours, and you're already sick of your family.
Okay.
Like, no, there's a study that they've done. They say the most that anybody can do and like properly, like, unless you love them, but I'm saying if you're just like distant or you're just visiting, 4 hours. And
I
then
think even that's too much.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, I think they're weighing out everybody for the average, but yeah, that's what they say.
You know, you gotta listen to your conspiracy theory uncle talk about Bolivia. Then you got Uncle Randy talking about you
everything.
Know what?
Yeah, everything.
And then
one day I'll really get on the QAnon with y'all, and I'll have a real deep rabbit hole.
QAnon?
You guys.
Oh, I know. My
Tommy's getting on some QAnon.
Careful what I say. Family members are way up in that.
In the what?
It's QAnon, right?
QAnon, yeah. So it depends on how you say.
Q. Just they say Q. Q is the.
So supposedly
he's the guy.
Supposedly there's a top secret intelligence leaker, and he's got Q clearance, and it's 4chan, and there's a whole bunch of it. The fucking Prime Minister of Australia is his best buddy from his wife and all is a big QAnon guy, and he's been slipping in QAnon stuff. But basically, they believe there's a global cabal of pedophiles, which is true, but that they're Satanists and that they eat like children's brains and suck adrenochrome, and that Trump's secretly been all the investigation of Trump is actually Trump doing a deep cover double investigation.
Yeah, he's trying to get them.
Hillary Clinton at one point was going to be put to Guantanamo Bay and then executed, like she'd already been arrested.
Well, because she eats babies.
Because there's probably.
But Trump's the hero. He's going to save them because he's doing a double secret investigation of the people that eat babies.
There's supposedly a video of her eating a fucking kid's face, which is probably just to cover up her eating fucking 16-year-old girl snatch or something.
That took a turn.
Happy Thanksgiving. This is what you'll be talking about.
Now we're going to go around the room and say what you're thankful for.
Yeah. All right, give you a little taste of...
Look, everybody's like, look at Tony's face. Tony's like, he's dead. He's dead. Let's plug some stuff, guys. Plug.
Samantha.
Hey, I'm going to be at Rock Pit Brewing tonight at 8 p.m. if you want to stop by. You can get a free Semantic sticker and you get 10% off of your tab. And then you can check out my podcast, semanticspodcast.com or patreon.com/semantics.
Yeah, we got some, you did. You got some Patreons, right?
Yeah, got 4 new patrons.
We need 2 more. That's my goal. 2 more this week.
Let's get more than that.
We're gonna. But I'm just every week I'm throwing out a goal. I'm throwing out a goal. 2.
Okay.
Let's get 2. And I'll be.
I still want to come on your show one day.
I know you do. That's rule number 1.
Inviting yourself goes a long way.
You had me. I'll come on your show.
Whoa, no.
Support your local watering holes. Everyone's got some amazing deals going on leading into this weekend. It's just a bar mecca. So, hit up Celery City, West End, Johnny's Other Side, Surfside Tavern, Mets Lounge, Market on Magnolia, Porky's. We got Brew Tap House, Falcon Bar, all for watering holes. And we have Ivanhoe Park Brewing Company, Tuffy's Lounge, and Cigar City, of course. Hit them up all for all your brewery needs. Then again, we also have Tank of America. They have an amazing deal. If you want to drive a tank for $375, I would hit them up Black Friday. They only have 15 available. You got to call them at 321-241-1122. Hit them up on Black Friday as soon as you can, so you can possibly secure one of these because they only have 15 available.
Discount.
Huge. That's $750 value. You're going to do 2 laps on the tank and then 1 lap with all the hatches closed, so it's kind of it's really hard. It's hard, I guess. I didn't even get a chance to do that one. That was
the
awesome.
Closest you'd come to experiencing what people that fought inside tanks experience, which
or what winning the Powerball feels like.
And also, if you buy that Black Friday special, we said you can come on the show and hang out.
Brown Trump, anything to plug?
Yes. check out my photography website. This is TonyRodriguezPhoto.com. That's Tony with an I for photography. This week, dude, like this past 3 weeks, BDMs have been the shit.
Yes.
We've been busy.
Yeah.
Even
Good.
from North Carolina, the McAndrews were here yesterday.
Here's the thing: all the dads out there, like you seen the pictures that Tony took of my son. That will be 100.
Sons, you have to.
What?
You did say son, right? I'm like,
but I was just drunk looking at one.
I'm like, that's not good.
So, but that will be a hit every single time if you
It will.
if you get a photo like a photo
I
session.
Get a photo shit of your son.
One foot in the gravy.
I remember I posted this week
Yes.
of a photo
You made
that Tony did.
made me cry.
Made me cry of a photo that Tony did of my daughter Maisie from last year. And with Caesar in the background, and he just like, oh man, it's so good. So yeah, Tony Rodriguez, you gotta get him. Tony with an I.
Yeah.
Book him for your wedding and invite me, and I'll come to your wedding.
And then he'll
actually-
snap photos of your wedding dress disintegrating on your body.
And if you book me for a wedding, you get to sit down here at the show and watch it happen live.
Yep.
I didn't approve that.
That's a side deal.
That was a Tom.
That's
Yeah,
how I
that
get
was
the
a Tom
free
and
pictures.
Gary.
You're not doing all this? You should see what I do.
I asked Tony, I was like, did he pay for those fedoras? He's like, no, they're built into the scam. I'm like, what the fuck?
Everything's built in.
And one more thing, if anybody wants to go check out my YouTube vlog, it's Tony Loves Skateboarding. That's Tony with an I. I would appreciate that.
Yeah, check it out. It's really, really fun. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yep.
Again?
No, sorry. Big Tim.
Buy a garage door, Precision Garage Doors. You make sure I'm not homeless and all. Sorry, I was late. I was selling a garage door. Invite me to weddings and such. I don't know. Other than that, I just wanted to be included.
Dude,
I didn't come all this way. I took time off work.
I'll give you props. I mean, that garage door has had so many people talking. Anybody that comes to my house, especially I did some sessions in my.
Is it the best? Is it the biggest garage door? Like
that garage door. Nobody's ever seen a garage door like my garage door. And believe me, I know about garage doors. So I hope that everybody has a safe Thanksgiving. Do not be eating child's brains or faces, because I will get you, motherfuckers. Sucking fat titties.
And shout out to Travis Gill. He's still got my old blue truck. He's a good man.
Oh, yeah.
He's working
Gillis
on it.
Automotive, yeah. I used him to fix my mom's car the other day.
And he's got it very first fucking spot. It's a constant reminder of my failures.
Yeah. It's right there in Winter Park.
When you drive past it.
As my citizenship meeting gets closer, I get more worried every time.
But the day after is,
I'm going to write a letter. I'm going to get you.
I don't know if that would help.
Dear Q-Anna, it is me, Thomas Venn. All right, we got to get out of here, guys. Thanks so much for everything. Have a wonderful holiday. We'll be back Monday for BDM shows as, Carnage. Carnage is coming. I'm sure we're going to collect stories, right?
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait to hear how this whole RV share, BDM grift trailer.
Nothing's going to go wrong.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
Nothing will go wrong.
And what happens next, you won't believe. So, guys, we'll see you next week.